And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I'm not sure where to start. First of all, the government funding bill, the CR, or whatever they call it. And by the way, how many names for these bills are they going to come up with? It's the CR this year. Last year was something else. It's like, anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we got the Venezuelan migrant gangs getting rounded up in Aurora, Colorado, and also New York, and probably other parts of the country, hopefully Chicago, Illinois. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Big Fani is off of the Trump case, which was already dead in the water. Now it's even deader in the water. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, San Francisco is setting your taxpayer money up, setting your taxpayer money on fire as they hire a quote unquote fat positive weight expert, consultant, whatever her title is. It shouldn't be a title because it shouldn't be any of taxpayer money spent on that. But we'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we got quite a few videos I've not shown, quite a few clips. A lot of you leftists getting triggered over the very small things in this world. But we'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. You see the little background change a little teeny bit. Merry early Christmas. Hopefully you guys are traveling safe. I'm seeing all types of stuff on the road. People all over the place doing everything. A lot of rookie drivers. There's one thing about going out if you're driving on Christmas and New Year's and whatnot, them rookie drivers. It's like, okay, this is your very first time leaving your home, aside from, I don't know, regular everyday stuff. So you don't know how to drive. Some of these drivers out here doing everything. U-turns right in the center of a main shopping center roadway. It's like, what are you doing? Why U-turn right here? The dumbest things. But hopefully you guys are safe. You travel and everything's all good. Hopefully if you're able to fly, there wasn't nobody on the plane acting the fool like on my flight a little while ago that I told y'all about. Hopefully everything's good. You're safe and sound. And if you're going to be traveling over the holiday, please be safe. Beware of the first time rookie drivers who don't go anywhere except for right now. Please be careful. And again, shout out to you guys for being here. I still not decided if I'm going to be here for Christmas or not. We'll see. I'm leaning more towards yes, but we'll see. I'll probably make a decision at the 0 hour. All right. So y'all check me out on Christmas Day, Wednesday, for that stream. All right. That'll probably be what happens. All righty. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. Rex Rocker says, ABL, if I was rich, I would buy the Ford Mustang GTD, first American car, Nuremberg, under 7 minutes. Hey, that GTD Mustang is something else. Oh, yeah. Like, I got my regular Mustang. I love it. The Mustang, I have a GT, not GTD. The GTD is like that new race car, right? It's like $400,000 or something crazy. Yeah, my car was nowhere near $400,000. It's more like $40,000. A little bit less. My Mustang is like a Toyota Camry price. Y'all big balls with them big budgets. I can't meet that budget. Okay, but the GTD is very nice, and even my car. So I took it to the dealership to get basic service, tire rotation or whatever, and then they gave me a call back talking about, hey, can we buy your car? I was like, well, you got to give me a deal of the century offer that I can't refuse. If you're trying to just give me the regular market value for it, why would I do that? I ain't going to sell that for that. I got a 2020 Mustang with like 20,000 miles on it. Why would I sell it to you for market and then maybe even lose money? You got to give me like double the price for me to sell it. So you might as well not even try to do that. Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, shout out to the Mustang. Mustang's a great vehicle in the rain, in the wind, whatever. When it says it's windy outside, I take the Mustang rather than the truck because the truck has a little lift on it. And whenever It's how when sometimes I'm feeling kind of unstable in the truck a little teeny bit. I'm not really, but it's kind of because of the factory lift on the back. But that Mustang, hey man, it could be a tornado outside. I'm gonna stick flat to the surface in that Mustang in a tornado, nor'easter, hurricane, haboob, whatever they call it out there, the sandstorm. I'm gonna be stuck to the floor in the Mustang. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. We got a whole lot to discuss tonight, a whole lot of videos, a little bit of everything. And I appreciate y'all for joining. A 64 Mustang. See, now you're getting into the classic cars. I love a classic car. I love a classic car. But I like what they call them, resto mods. I like when they restore older vehicles, but they put the newer functions on it. Like, I need my anti-lock brakes. I don't want to drive a manual in some of these streets, Atlanta traffic. I'm not trying to drive a manual in stop and go traffic. I want anti-lock brakes. I want some of the modern features, but with the old school styling. That's what I like. But old cars, old school cars, classic cars, I love. A 95 Ford Bronco. Shout out to the Ford Bronco, the OJ car. When you got the OJ Runaway car. You got the Kato Kalin special. You got that going on. Hey, shout out to you. 69 Chevelle. Okay, very nice. 92 Mustang GT. Very, very nice. Absolutely. Yeah, gotta have the ABS system, Richard Smith. 100%. Carrie Cree says those late 90s, 2000s Mustangs are good for growing climbing plants in the driveway. Alrighty. Yeah, manuals are fun until they're not fun. Until you got to be stopping and going and stop and go traffic. Yeah, and the AC. Yes, please. Give me some AC, anti-lock braking, all the modern creature comforts and the old school styling. That's what I like. Yeah, that's why the Mustang is still a nice vehicle, because it has a lot of the old school styling, even though it's modern in the way it looks. Okay, what are the Orbs riding? I've seen some of the stuff about the Orbs, but I think, I don't know, I'm not really too concerned about the Orbs. But I think the main thing is them drones. Are we still seeing drones, or what? Was that an op? What's going on with that? Y'all let me know what's happening with the drone kerfuffle. Y'all let me know, because I've not seen a whole lot more of that, but I think that it's still an issue, and it's starting to spread nationwide. It's not just New Jersey, East Coast. I'm seeing Midwest, left coast, and like I told y'all before, I was out working on my truck, just saw the new side mirror on it, and then I saw a drone in the sky. And if you guys weren't here for that story, basically, okay, so I'm driving my truck in a narrow road like always. I never had a problem before, never hit a mailbox or a tree or another vehicle. But for some reason, something hit my side mirror on my passenger side. It hit, I don't know what it was. I don't think it was a mailbox, but that's probably what it could have been. It could have been a mailbox or a tree branch. Judging by the deck, it might have been a tree branch that got loose and was kind of hanging and then hit my side mirror just right to where it broke on the bottom. It didn't shatter the actual window, but the assembly was messed up. I was going to have to fix it, replace it, something. So I replaced the mirror. And as I'm out there about 6:30 p.m., I look and it appears to be a plane. Has lights on it as regular, the FAA regulation lights. And as it's going by, it appeared to drop a payload. I saw like a little twinkle come from the aircraft. I don't know if it was just a regular plane or something else, but there was a payload that came down. I'm like, what's that? I don't know where the payload went, but it was definitely something that came from the plane, and I was able to see it with my own two eyes. So, hey, moral of that story is please be aware of what's happening around you, and also be aware that some of these things might just be ops. They might be trying to pull the wool over your eyes, distract you. Hey, look at those drones in the sky, and don't worry about what's happening here with the government funding, with the illegal aliens, with some of these new diseases they want to bring into the country. Don't worry about that. Look over there at that and be distracted. So that's kind of what I think. Is the toilet getting flushed? Why are they going to flush the toilet upon takeoff? Because the plane was coming from an airport that's close by. And it's like one of the small regional airports. It came from there, and then the payload, it was like it was taking off, and then it dropped the payload right away. So if it's a toilet being flushed, why wouldn't they drop that at another point during the flight rather than on takeoff? It was weird. Rex Rocker says, yeah, the drones are happening. I saw it. So many others have too. The payload might have been a delivery drone. What I saw was not. Hey, it could have been. It most certainly could have been. All right. But we got a whole lot going on. Shout out to y'all again. And again, not happy. Merry early Christmas. Christmas Day, of course, is the 25th on the Wednesday. I will most likely be here for that stream, but I'll let you guys know probably that Tuesday or the Wednesday what I decide to do. All righty. But we got a whole lot happening. Shout out to you guys, of course. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. But also, shout out to the sponsors, as always. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the box, or just go to patriotpost.us in your browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the merch website, ablmerch.com. Also, go to the regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website, and for each video that I create, I write an article, and in each article, we got sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from Democrat, Republican, politically agnostic, local, national, international. As long as it's legal, it's going to be right there on the website, on the front page, and the article will go with the video. So if you're ever wondering, hey, where's the full clip from that video, ABL? Where's the uncensored version? Go to the website, find the matching article, and it'll be right there in that. So check it out, anthonyblogan.com. And as I always say, if you're ever wondering if you're talking to me or not on the interwebs, if you're conversing with me or not, just check the method of communication. All right. My email is very easy to remember. It is contact@anthonyblogan.com. Again, contact@anthonyblogan.com. If you can't remember, you need a refresher, just go to my contact page on the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. Everything will be there. My social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok, all that's on the contact page. Also, my email address, my snail mail address, my UPS box, all right there on the contact page. Very easy to remember. So if you are in the comment section and somebody's talking at you with my picture and my name, it's probably not me. If they say something like, can you give me some gift cards? Can you send this money over here? All this, that, and the third. It's not me. It's going to be some Nigerian dude in the hovel with like 195 other guys and 15 square foot hovel right in the center of Lagos. Or it's going to be some 100,000 pound borched eating Eastern European dude in some random spot, Moldova, Transnistria, Ukraine. It's going to be a guy right next to Volodymyr Zelensky. Okay, it's going to be them that's going to be talking at you, trying to get you to send them some Apple iTunes gift cards. Please don't do it. You will be scammed. You're going to lose your entire shirt. And don't try to email me talking about, oh, ABL, I gave you some gift cards. I gave you some Bitcoin and I didn't get anything back. You didn't give me anything. You gave that to Muhammadu Buhari over in Lagos, Nigeria. You did not give it to me. Alrighty. But anyway, we got a whole lot going on. Shout out to you guys for being here. Hey, thank y'all for watching the Hodge Twins podcast, the Twins pod. That was a really fun experience. Shout out to you guys who are just now checking that out. And I was also on a young lady's page, Ashley Dalton. She gives like level up advice for the young ladies. I was in there talking about how to eat, how not to be a big back. If you are a big back person, you know, and the whole thing big back, that's like the young kids say big back. When I was a kid, we say big block. That was our thing when I was like in high school, college. And when I was young, on up until right now in Virginia, we would say big block. If you were kind of hefty young lady, that's a big block. And the kids now say big back. Okay, we're just going to change up the big block to big back. I'm with it. I can be young and hip. I can be with the cool kids. Why not? I could be the 40-year-old guy trying to be cool with the cool kids with the gray beard and everything. Why not? With a skateboard. Hello, fellow kids. That's me right now. Anyway, I was only talking about how to just eat properly, and that got a pretty good reaction as well. But shout out to you guys for watching all of my stuff and all my side missions. But we got a lot going on, a whole lot to talk about. They have America Fest out there in Phoenix. Shout out to you guys who are at America Fest. Did any of you guys go to America Fest? Are you there right now in Phoenix? Quite a few guys there. I think Trump's going to be there. A lot of your political people are there. A lot of your online people are there. Shout out to you guys for checking that out. Have I been to America Fest before? I'm not sure. I don't think I've been to America Fest before. I've been to a lot of these other events. I've been to stuff like this. I've been to Amp Fest. What was that? In Miami or somewhere. I've been to a lot of these things, but I've not been to America Fest or Turning Point USA yet. So if you guys are out there, enjoy yourself, have fun, take plenty of pictures, meet people. Yeah, it's a good place to communicate with other like-minded individuals. So is it tomorrow that he speaks? Thank you, Carolyn. So at AmFest, you're going to have Trump speaking tomorrow. Shout out to you guys who are out there and you're able to see that. Yeah, if somebody said, hey, I got a ticket for you, you could go tomorrow and check it out, I might have to make it. But that's kind of far, to be totally honest. All right. Susie Lady says, ABL, my daughter is in labor with her first child, but I can't be with her because I am disabled. Her husband is with her. I'm so glad to tune in as I'm so nervous and you keep my mind calm. Well, hey, shout out to you. I'm glad to be here with you. And God bless your daughter. She'll be totally fine with the baby. And you're going to be, what they say, the grandma. You're gonna enjoy the experience. So shout out to you. Shout out to your daughter. And shout out to the husband. Shout out to the whole family. You're going to bring in a bundle of joy immediately, and everything's going to be all good. I got to come to the West Coast. Yeah, a lot of y'all are saying I need to come to the West Coast. People saying San Diego. That's probably the number one place. When I put out that question on my community tab and they say, hey, where should I go for a tour? One of the top responses was San Diego. Vegas is also one. When I said I was in Vegas, people were like, hey, man, why didn't you tell me? So Vegas, San Diego for the left coast, but for the east, Atlanta, DC, maybe even New York, Miami, Florida in general, that'll be where I go. All up and down the East Coast, Midwest, maybe in Chicago, mega country. Yeah, go to the Polar Vortex. I want to do a meet and greet in the neighborhood where Juicy Smouye did that whole hate crime hoax. I want to do a meet and greet right there when it's 1,000 degrees below zero to show how ridiculous the whole thing was from the jump. All right. Am I going to get mugged in San Diego or where else? People say San Diego is really good. LA, I wasn't impressed. Real ghetto. Unless you're up in the hills, like away from Los Angeles is ghetto. G-E-T-T-O, no H. G-E-T-T-O, ghetto. New York, same thing, ghetto. Las Vegas outskirts might be the play. Okay. Vegas, to me, seemed pretty safe. Oh, no. I guess it's about your perspective. You know, coming from where I come from, Vegas, to me, seemed pretty safe. It seemed like a small California. DC, max ghetto. DC is not even that bad. It's not even that bad. DC is weird. It's weird. Like, there are certain places in this country that are just weird. LA was just so big and ghetto. It was like basically Mexico. Now, Washington, D.C. is strange because what you're going to see out in D.C. are homeless teenagers. I'm talking about 15-year-olds with book bags on outside sleeping. I'm like, what is this? You could just have kids out here being homeless? Like, come on, DC. Can y'all please tighten up? Where is you got a bunch of young homeless people and their parents, who knows where they at? They dead. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's ghetto. It's ghetto. Old Town Vegas, not safe. Hey. Yeah, Sadie says Vegas is pretty safe, security, people everywhere. Exactly. But again, it depends on your perspective. If you come from a place that had zero crime and you go to a place that has some crime, it might seem like it's very unsafe. but I come from a place that had a lot of crime. I grew up, urban inner city type situation. So crime was normal. Hearing shootings every night was normal. So where I live now, it's like no crime, but they tell me it's a lot of crime. I'm like, crime where? I'm watching local news and some of the top stories, okay, a cat got rescued from a tree. Alrighty, that must mean it's a dangerous place anyway. We got a few clips I'm going to get into. There is a movie coming out called Homestead. I think it's in theaters right now. I'm not being paid to show this. I just was interested in it, and I've not seen the ad yet. I wanted to save it till right now to watch it live with y'all. So again, this is called Homestead, and I think it's out now. It came out on Friday, December 20th, so yesterday. Let's watch this.
Go in there.
Is it worth the risk?
What risk?
That risk.
Can't park here.
We just pulled into the store, right out front.
We're coming up on your 20.
Oh.
Lady, you can't just take all of the toilet paper. Are you kidding me?
Here we go. Rocco, you seeing this?
Message.
Sarge.
Navy SEAL assaulting through.
Come again?
Yo, deal boy! Stand down!
They're all out because of you. Hey!
Hey! I said stand down! Stay down! Stay down!
Bing! Put your rifle down. Bing! Bing, not here! Bing! There's kids here.
Okay, boss man.
Move! Let's go. Hurry, let's go.
Okay, now I'm gonna need a little bit more. Like, okay, we got a little scene where they're talking about shopping, and you got a toilet paper rush, and you got this dude with his rifle, bringing that out over a fight over some toilet paper. I don't know about that. So Homestead, that's coming out. That scene, I wasn't really impressed. I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't really impressed with that scene. I promise I'm not. But hey, it might be good. It might be good. So I guess the premise is, okay, the world's falling apart. Things are just, it's unhinged. People are panicking. I'm going to tell you something now, though. If you have a serious problem, if there's like an end of the world scenario or some kind of conflict coming, buying toilet paper is not really your concern. Be worried about ammunition. Listen, seriously, guns, ammunition, and some shelf-stable food, water, of course, some kind of, like I said before, electricity generation, solar power, propane generator. You want stuff like that. Toilet paper, I mean, that's nice to have, but it ain't really that deep to try and go fight somebody at the grocery store over when the world's falling apart, especially when you're going to have security concerns. Yeah, get your weapon. Hey, you guys should all have guns right now. Everybody that can hear my voice right now should have guns. Have guns, go to the range, make sure everything's working, make sure your gun's functioning properly, make sure you're functioning properly, make sure you got ammunition, make sure you got a secure place. If you have friends, family, you might want to invest in the bunker on an advanced level. Yeah, but toilet paper, no. Brian Henderson says it right here. Canned food, water, and a bidet. Exactly. There you go. Yeah, hey, if you guys don't have a bidet, at least a little spray, you got to, listen, if you guys don't have a bidet, at least get the toilet sprayer. It will change your world. It will change your world. I promise it will. Get that. Rather than squabbling over Charmin and whatever Walmart brand or whatever it is. All right. But anyway, now look, these dweebs, what are they going to do when the world falls apart? Or excuse me, if the world falls apart, what are these dweebs going to do? The Just Stop Oil guys, tell me why you're in a Tesla dealership damaging a Cybertruck. For what? If you guys are Just Stop Oil, then why would you be damaging an electric vehicle? Isn't that the goal? Hey, let's not use any more oil, at least as far as a fuel product in our vehicles. Because you're going to use oil in a lot of other ways. Your clothing, your everything, even this EV, your tires, look, your whole vehicle. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Before I show them doing it, matter of fact, I'm going to just show it with the sound off. Now, look, I was watching this video about lithium mines. You know how dirty lithium mines are? You know how much diesel fuel they use? 10,000 gallons a day, something crazy like this of diesel fuel. So much water, and the same amount of water, diesel fuel, just to operate the lithium mine. And of course, lithium is a very important metal because the batteries in the Cybertruck, for example, lithium ion. The batteries in your cell phone, lithium ion. But the process of mining lithium is very dirty, very heavy on fossil fuels, not environmentally friendly. Okay, they using a bunch of water to aid in the mining of lithium, and a lot of that water will create pollution for the groundwater with a bunch of heavy metals. So you're going to have polluted groundwater. You're going to have a lot of diesel fuel being consumed. Just a whole big mess. So my thing is, the Just Stop Oil people are dumb all the way around. They don't like oil being used as a supply of fuel for the vehicles, but at the same time, they hate electric vehicles. So they hate everything. Ultimately, it makes more sense to just use fuel as a source rather than electric right now. Maybe in the future, we can use electric. Maybe in the future, we can get better solar, find a way to store solar power. I don't know, but what we're doing right now is not very environmentally friendly. Not at all. And not just from the lithium mines, but also cobalt, all of that stuff you need for electric vehicles to run, and the electricity itself. How is that going to be generated? Okay, how are we going to power the grid? What source are we going to use to power the grid? A lot of coal. So you're going to have a heavier demand on coal. Like they're trying to shut coal mines down. Oh, we're going to get past coal, renewable energy. But they got to open the coal mine back up to power the grid because you got these big behemoth 10,000 pound vehicles that need a lot of electricity. So the whole thing is dumb. If you got an EV, shout out to you. If you like it, I love it. But I'm saying, if it's about the environment, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that excuse at all. All right. So yeah, shout out to the EV. Shout out to the lithium mines. Very, 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 very dirty. Environmentally harmful. A bunch of diesel fuel being used to operate the mine every single day. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands. The Orbs, I don't care about the Orbs. I really don't. Because, okay, I keep seeing comments about the Orbs. What are the Orbs and why should I care? Tell me the first thing first. Why should I care about the Orbs? I think at this point it's all fake. Right when I first started seeing the drones, I'm thinking it's the government trying to distract us. And now they got more stuff in the sky. Okay, now we got cigar-shaped stuff. Now we got the Orbs. Here's what I think. I think that they are trying to do a UFO psyop on us. They're going to do a big reveal. Oh, these drones in the sky that have FAA lights. We don't know where they come from. They could be aliens. Then they're going to unveil new stuff they have since they did that and it looked kind of realistic and we didn't really budge. It's like, okay, they're not really tripping. They're not too scared. Now let's put out the cigar-shaped stuff from back in the 60s, the Area 51, Nevada, Arizona stuff. Let's put that out there. Then they're going to put orbs in the sky. okay, and have everybody focus on that. And then, like I said, it might be a big green alien doing a cha-cha slide, electric slide, the Boogaloo Boogie on top of Washington, D.C.'s Capitol Hill, the Capitol building, right there at the White House, right next to the snipers on the roof doing a whole dance routine, Britney Spears, lowrider panties on, okay? He gonna be doing that on top of the White House. And the whole time it's happening, I'm like, you know what? I'm not believing this. I don't believe that it's really the space alien on top of the White House doing all these dance moves, break dancing and all that. I'm just not really buying it. So the orbs, the cigar-shaped stuff, and the drones is all the same thing, in my humble opinion. And I'm just not really interested, to be totally honest. I'm not interested. Triangle aircraft for the Air Force, okay. Hey, you know what? At this point, I say this. Either bring out the big green alien or don't. And if you don't, okay. If you do, then great. Either way, I'm not even really, whatever they roll out, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to be scared. I'm good. So just do it. Whatever you're going to do, just do it. Anyway, shout out to you guys. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Okay, but look, we got a video right here I want to show. Shout out to this brand called Aritzia. Now, maybe that's like a rich person thing in New York City. You got these puffer jackets. It might be like $1,000. I don't know. But there's a brand called Aritzia on Fifth Avenue in New York. They got a storefront, and their mannequins showing the actual clothing are doing the Trump dance. All right. Can we get some sound? Let's see. Oh, I don't want that because it's just, all right, no sound. But look, they got the mannequins doing the Trump dance at the storefront. Now, this right here is hilarious because you know what? I can imagine their actual consumer base, and I would think that their consumer base is not a bunch of Trump supporters. It's New York City, this fancy schmancy store with these puffer jackets. It might be like $1,000. Hey, do you guys know about this brand called Aritzia? Have you been by here on Fifth Avenue, New York City, seeing the mannequins doing the Trump dance? I love it personally. I think it's a fantastic thing. It's right on point. Yeah, show me this. Hey, if the green space alien pop out doing the Trump dance, I'll be like, all right, man, y'all just playing games. Now, if the green space alien does the Trump dance, I'll say y'all guys are just playing around and y'all not really serious, and I'm going back to bed. Like, all right, here's a scenario. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I get an alert on my phone. Beep, beep, beep. Aliens, aliens, aliens. And then I go to my phone, go to Twitter. It's a big screen. It's a big green space alien going like that. I'm going right back to bed. Listen, if my phone blows up, it's 3 a.m. I'm stone cold, knocked out, slobbing sleep. Aliens, aliens, what are we going to do? I get on my Twitter, I get on my Facebook, and then I'm hearing YMCA, and it's this 8-foot tall space alien doing all this jazz. I'm going back to bed. Not really interested at all. But anyway, I digress. Now, check it out. The economy, meanwhile, like, let's not forget about the economy. That's still kind of going crazy. That's still an issue. We still got problems with inflation. So look, this right here is $100 worth of stuff. $100 worth of stuff. So let's see what they got for $100.
Gotta take this.
So they got green grapes and like some lotion or something. I don't know what this is, but let's check it out. So they got some Eucerin, looks like some lotion, some other kind of skin product, and 2 bags of grapes, $100. I mean,
I gotta take this.
at Walmart. Now the grapes, $17.61, $17.49. The Eucerin looks like $40, and probably that, I don't know what that is. The other skincare product was like $17. But a bag of grapes, $17 for a bag of grapes. What kind of grapes are we getting? Do these grapes cure cancer? Are these grapes laced with CBD? What's going on with the grapes? Are these wine-soaked grapes? Did Donald Trump himself pick the grapes from a winery and put it in the bag and actually give it to you at the Walmart? Listen, where are you living where grapes cost that much? Where are you really living at? And then the lotion, $40 for some lotion. $40 for some lotion. Listen, if lotion ever cost $40, I would be ashy forever just on GP, just because of the principle. I don't want to spend that much for a thing of lotion or grapes. I want you no more grapes. I won't want no more lotion. None of that. And you know what? It's not even, if it's expensive to, it's not more expensive to eat healthy. It's just expensive to buy things in this country. Eating healthy is not expensive. People eating healthy just goes down to eating less food. Okay. A lot of y'all be eating 3 meals a day for no reason. 5,000 calories a day to sit in your hind parts and just collect more fat. You could just cut down. Hey, you could just not eat so much and spend less money on food. But at the same time, you got to get the economy back on track, because a bag of grapes, $17 and some change, is out of this world. But anyway, speaking about inflation, sometimes it's better. No baby oil. Yeah, ain't no Puff Daddy out there. Ain't no Puff Daddy to get no baby oil for these people. But speaking about things being expensive, it might be more cost effective to stay in the penitentiary or to stay in jail rather than not being in there. So look, there's a guy who goes around posting random people's bail. But one person who got his bail posted is like, yo, why'd you break me out? I mean, I'm homeless. Where am I going to go now? It's cold. It's wintertime. I want to stay in the jail. Hey, look, it might not be the best place to be, but at least it's warm in there. It might be a couple little rodents, a little pet roach here and there in a jail cell, but it's better than being outside in New York City or wherever they at. Let's check it out.
On the top and sign at the bottom.
Kev, that's you? Yeah. Yeah, we just bailed you out, bro. What's up?
Come on, man.
No, we just bailed you out.
But why? I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm homeless, man.
We just go around bailing people out.
But where am I going? Come on, man. Why you bailing me out, though?
I'm saying we do like good faith bails and stuff. Relax.
I ain't got nowhere to go. I got nowhere to sleep. It's cold out here.
We gonna get you something to eat.
Find a place how you can get me back in there.
We gonna get you some.
I want to go back in.
We gonna get you.
I want to go back in. I don't want to be in the streets. I want to go back in.
You wanna go back to jail?
Yes. I want to go back in. I don't know why you bailing me out. Where I'm gonna go? Where am I going? I was comfortable where I was at. I ain't got to pay for no rent. I'm good. Get me back in.
But you know what? Now, some are going to say that's a skit. ABL is not really real. I believe it's real. And even if it was a skit, that is not uncommon to hear that, because people will do things just to get locked up. Because, I mean, it's better than being homeless. A lot of times, you're 3 hots in the cot. You got the protection of you're not going to be exposed to the elements. It's cold, probably New York City somewhere. So why not just go to jail? He'll probably do something to get himself locked right back up and go right back in. I've heard some stories too about people when they're being released and they do things that are kind of crazy to prevent from getting released. Okay, I ain't even gonna say one story that I heard because it's a little gross, but I have heard some things people do to stay locked up. Some guys say, you know what? I'm not prepared. I'm not ready to get out into the world. I'm not ready. I need some more time. Put me in a halfway house. Keep me in jail. Just don't set me free yet. So, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, homeless, they will do that. Absolutely. All right. The Orbs. Okay, can I just do the Orbs story right now? Listen, I promise to you guys I don't care about the Orbs at all, but since you guys talking about it, I'm gonna just show it. All right. Hold on. All I see now is these drones, Orbs. All right, man. Y'all wear me out with this Orb stuff. Let me just find it right quick. And then I keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That helped me out tremendously.
Recently,
Man, now I'm getting YouTube videos with just obviously fake stuff. See, now I'm getting triggered. If I can't find the Orb stuff, now I will never talk about it again. Ever again. Because now it's a bunch of fake. What I'm seeing right now, let me tell you what I'm seeing right now. What I'm seeing right now is a bunch of fake stuff. A lot of these videos you guys might have seen are just fake. So, no, I'm good. I ain't gonna do the Orb story. Because it ain't nothing. It's like stuff like this. I mean, that might be something. But, okay, what is that? Like I said, what's that, like a floating breast implant? Was it Pamela Anderson just said, hey, release me? What is this? Listen. Unless the big green space alien, I ain't gonna say that. Either show the big green space alien on top of Washington, D.C.'s Capitol Hill, or in the White House doing the cha-cha slide, doing the Macarena, doing all this. Show me that or don't show me nothing. I'm not trying to see this stuff like this here. Orbs and drones and weird lights. I'm good. I don't want to see no more floating breast implants, I promise. So look, if y'all got a video you want me to see, hit me on Twitter. Anthony B. Logan, all one word, ANTHONY, letter B, LOGAN. Hit me on there and send me something. If not, I'm good. I'm gonna keep on moving. Okay. Oh, the Orbs are aliens. Hey, aliens, if you can hear the sound of my voice, just come on down. Come on down to the cookout. Bring some hot dogs, hamburgers, have a good time. Come to Christmas celebrations and parties as a Grinch or as a Christmas tree and just animate and scare everybody. Do something like that, like in the Beetlejuice movie. Show me something like that. But anyway,
On the floor.
Speaking about mental health, orbs and aliens. So look, young lady right here has a service dog and she's sitting on the floor because she's having an episode of anxiety and she won't get up until the dog tells her to get up. I guess you could speak dog. How many of y'all speak dog? What kind of language is that? Is it like Klingon? Is it easy to learn? Let's check it out.
Or until she tells me I can get up. Can I get up? Crackle. Focus. Please don't do that. She is a working service dog. Distracting a service dog is a class 2 misdemeanor in this state. Focus.
I didn't mean to chew my ass either.
Yeah, well, she's currently working, and distracting her is a class 2 misdemeanor. Focus.
You just have at it, then.
Focus. Good.
Man, you weren't even breathing hard. Like, you know what? Look, can I say something right quick? Can I say something? Mental health is often a scam. Listen to me very closely. Mental health is often a scam because sometimes you might be a little teeny bit anxious. You might be a little nervous. You might be a little awkward or shy or something like that. These are not necessarily abnormal traits. They're just traits not everyone has. They may not be very common, but they're not necessarily something that is a mental health disorder. Oh, I got anxiety. I got ADHD. I got X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third. People lead with that, and that's like an excuse for negative behavior or for bad behavior in some kind of way. Oh, I got this disorder. Okay, that's fine, but why are you on the ground in Walmart though? Why are you on the ground in Walmart? Is that an excuse to act nasty toward people or to bring your dog wherever you want to go? Listen, shout out to the dog service dogs, but some of your dogs, hey man, if you're gonna bring a dog in the store, a lot of y'all got good dogs that are properly trained and know how to behave in the store, but some of y'all don't. And I was in Home Depot one day and it was a dog in there, big dog. Now, I'm walking around, just getting my regular stuff, my regular Home Depot shopping, right? And before I know it, I'm smelling something that's kind of crazy. I'm smelling the crazy smell. I'm like, I know that's not what I think it is. And of course it was. So I go to where the dog was at, and there's a crowd of people. And The lady has her big dog looking crazy. But the dog was chilling. The dog was like, and she's like, dead blank face. I look to my left. I'm talking about the biggest log you ever seen in your life. I'm talking about if it was wood, you could put it in the fireplace. It'll last all week. It'll last all week. It's about that big right on the ground. It's like, I mean, what in the world is your dog eating other dogs? Did your dog eat your other dog before you came in here? Like, you went straight from the feeding place to Home Depot with no break in between, no walk or nothing. A log that big right on the ground. And it's worse when they're in a regular Target or something like that and they do whatever they want to do right next to the clothes and the toys. It's a mess. It's crazy, man. So please, if you're going to bring your dogs in stores or anywhere else, make sure they're properly trained and make sure they go for a walk and don't eat before they come into the store. It's going to be all bad. It's going to be all bad. Hey, the dog might have been like, it was pretty, like a husky or something. It was a pretty big dog. That dog might have eaten a bunch of other little poodles or something before they came into the store. It was crazy. All right. Hey, that dog log was huge. I'm not like this. I'm not exaggerating. Bigger than a human. I was like, man, you got Bigfoot in here. But anyway, so moving along from that, shout out to people who recognize what Trump is already doing for the country, despite not being the president officially yet. The president-elect, as they say. He's inaugurated January 20th, 2025, just in a few, about a month, right? About 29 days. People are already recognizing what he's doing for this country. Check it out.
Donald Trump has been our president for over a month and hasn't done one damn thing. All that he promised us Americans to get us to vote for him. Gas prices are still high. Still can't afford a carton of eggs. TikTok is getting banned next month. There are still illegals coming in. You can still go unalive your unborn child.
Oh, okay. So she's talking about Trump's not doing anything. But is Trump in office?
Just because you decided to open your legs, not for any good reason.
Right.
All these reasons that Americans have voted for Trump, and he hasn't done one damn thing. He isn't even in the White House yet, and he's been our president for over a month. Biden is the one holding press conferences and acting like our president. Like, Biden is not our president anymore, but he's acting like our president.
Okie dokie. Ma'am, I'm kind of confused. I thought it was going to be something else other than what it is. But Biden is still the president right now. Actually, he's still the president. Trump has been elected to become the next president, but he is not the president yet. So hopefully that clears up any kind of confusion. There's a little bit of confusion right here in this video.
Doing everything that Trump promised.
All righty, let's go right back to watching TV. Hey, turn CNN back on and have at it. Get right back to your bottle of wine and CNN. Yeah, Trump's doing quite a bit, actually, because you see in the Tren de Aragua, they getting arrested in Colorado, in New York. You seeing some things happening now. The government spending bill, you seeing his influence on that. Although Trump, not the president yet, he becomes president January 20th, his influence is really strong and undeniable. Very simple. Now, Kanye is funny. So Kanye had a deposition from back in 2021. And here's some video of that I think just got released. This is funny.
I see that you're looking down at probably a device. Are you on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask as a ground rule that you not be on your phone during the exam. Can we agree to that?
Well, is that legally what it should be?
I'm not going to advise you as to the law. That's why your lawyers are here. But that is my ground rule for the deposition, consistent with California law, that you need to be present, focused on the examination. and not on a device?
Due to my mental geniusness, in order to focus on this bullshit, I need to be on a phone.
Hey, man, I don't blame you. You're going through all this court action, ridiculous stuff, depositions, all this other weird stuff. Hey, man, don't worry about what I'm doing. Is it legal? Like, do I have to not be? Listen, I'm chilling. I'm here. Don't even worry about it. And you know what? I saw a video. I ain't gonna play the video because it's YouTube and they might want to kind of be upset. But I saw a video from America Fest of a guy that I know. I ain't gonna say his name. Y'all know who it was. Fighting somebody else at the America Fest outside. Now listen. Hear me and hear me well. You would never catch ABL outside wrestling another grown man. I'm not doing it. Now, of course, I ain't talking about if there was a celebrity boxing match or some other kind of weird. I'm talking about just, okay, somebody don't like somebody want to try to attack me. I'm not doing no wrestling. First of all, I got something for all that, to skip past all that. But beyond that, I'm not trying to wrestle nobody and then they get beat up or they get hurt and they want to sue me or press charges. And guys do that to you. I've been in that situation before recently, where people want to try to antagonize you to get you to crash out on them. And then their whole goal is to sue. There's a guy that I know, not the same guy that's in that fight video. Another guy that I know, his whole thing is suing people. That's all he does. So if that guy's trying to poke the bear, saying little slick stuff, if you want to do something to him, you want to punch him in the mouth, all he's going to do is get punched, get beat up, and sue you. I'm not trying to be in court answering questions, depositions, and this court date and that court date. I don't want to go to court. I'm not trying to get locked up. I'm not trying to get sued. I ain't doing no wrestling, period. Point blank, period. So court action, stuff like that, I hate. If I could do anything to avoid it, I would. Listen, the only way that I'm going to do anything to anybody, they got to like really just punch me right in the face. Boom. And knock my tooth loose or something like this. And then it's like, okay, now I'm in danger of my life. I'm getting stomped out, stomped to wine. Then at that point, you might get something to happen. I'm kind of being I'm exaggerating a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to wrestle no grown man. I'm not going to America Fest and wrestling no grown man. Now, I would call the guy and tell him about that, but he don't listen. So I gotta say it this way. Yeah, I ain't all that wrestling. We not doing that. We are not doing that. Exactly. Got a plague. Court is really annoying and expensive. Facts. All facts. I ain't even going to court for a traffic ticket, for real. If I get a ticket and they say, hey, if you go to court, you could beat it. Look, it's what, $75, $100? I'd rather would pay the money and go about my day rather than trying to go to court and being inconvenienced and being in there all day and smelling musty people, crack smokers in there. I'm good. I am totally good. Nah, it was my brother, Bryson. Shout out to Bryson. I like Bryson, but Bryson he just does things that don't make any sense to me. He's young, but not that young. He's like in your 30s now. I can see if you're in high school or something I can see if you're 15 years old fighting somebody after school, but 30 something years old, a married man, wrestling. Nah, we don't do that. We don't do that. You're at a conservative event, America Fest, bro. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, yeah, and the other guy was a guy by the name of Misfit Patriot. Misfit? You're a grown man calling yourself a misfit. Automatically, I know that I'm not really trying to be around you. Automatically. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah, I ain't doing no fighting. I ain't doing no wrestling. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. If you touch me, I got something else for that. But I'm not doing no fighting. Now, government spending is a big topic. California. Homelessness is a problem in California for a variety of reasons. The main thing is that it's enabled. And it's enabled through the NGOs, through the city, because there's a bunch of money involved. Hey, you give homeless people a bunch of money, you give them food, you give them clothing, shelter sometimes. They built a brand new high-rise right in Skid Row for homeless people. There's also a brand new building in New York City for migrant families, not for low-income New Yorkers, homeless New Yorkers, migrants. Brand new, all brand new stuff, brand new building, freshly built, all new accoutrements, furniture, all of that for the migrants. Now, California, I'm going to show you something right quick, and then I'm going to play a video that goes along with it. I'm going to read some numbers for you, some numbers, okay? Now, check it out. All right, Chief Program Officer for LA Family Housing, $242,000 salary. Again, $242,000 salary for the Chief Program Officer for LA Family Housing. LA Family Housing, $65 million in government grants. Their latest affordable housing project, quote unquote, $60 million for 41 units. Cost to house a single homeless person in LA, $837,000 to house one single homeless person in LA. Conclusion, homelessness is not a bug, it's a feature. Let's watch this, shall we?
I'm a public administrator.
How much do you make?
$242,000 a year.
Can you describe what you do in one sentence?
I oversee homeless programs for a very large nonprofit in the city of Los Angeles.
That's a big role. And what's your biggest struggle in that job?
Not enough housing, not enough housing, not enough housing.
All right, today we're going to expose this entire grift. First, I dug around a little bit, and the nonprofit that she worked for is called LA Family Housing.
And she's been there for 22 years. So look, if you're a person with that kind of job making that kind of money, you have a good lifestyle. You're not trying to change anything. You're living up in the hills, not in the ghettos of Los Angeles like everybody else. So you're good. You don't want the homelessness to end because you've made a whole career off of homelessness. Let's continue.
And according to their IRS Form 990, they received $65 million in government grants last year. And you know how she talked about housing being so important? Well, this is what they're talking about. LA Family Housing is transforming a 1950s motel into apartments for supportive housing. But then you look at the price tag, $60 million for 41 apartments.
And again, that's renovating an existing motel into apartments. They're not even building that, and they're just renovating something that's already right there for homeless people. And that's going to be 41 apartments.
$60 million. LA has a homeless population of over 75,000, and that's how they think $60 million of taxpayer money should be spent. That's either incompetence or gross negligence, and I'm thinking the latter. Because here's what I think the scheme is with all these affordable housing units that are popping up all over.
And the one right there, that's the one that's in Skid Row, the Weingart Tower. That's right there in Skid Row, just for the homeless. 278 units all for the homeless people.
Over Los Angeles. It's a complete bait and switch scam. Because here's what's going on. The construction of affordable housing developments is subsidized by public funds. In exchange, rents are regulated by covenants, but these covenants carry an expiration date. And once a covenant expires, a building's owner is not required to pay back any public funds. Rather, he is freed from all regulations which kept rents down, able to extract and hoard all future profits. And in the city of Los Angeles alone, there is an estimated 11,000 affordable housing units, which will convert to market rate within the next 5 years. So these massive public housing projects are nothing but a huge money laundering scheme between these real estate developers and these nonprofit administrators who are making monster salaries, and also politicians who I assume are getting kickbacks.
Oh yeah, you know it. Look, King Gavin is getting buku dinero. King Gavin is so crazy. He'll write laws that exempt himself and his friends. It's the dumbest thing. Like the whole thing with the minimum wage law. So the minimum wage law was supposed to be for fast food places and some places that could be considered like a Panera Bread. They say that's like a fast food place. But the law specifically exempted Panera Bread and also Gavin's properties. Now, it didn't say, okay, I'm going to exclude my friend's properties because he owns a bunch of Panera Breads in the state. It said, okay, if you are a place that serves single serving bread items from a bakery, you're exempt, which is so dumb. It's like, why was that an exemption? Like, what's the science behind that? Aside from the fact that it's your friend that has a bunch of Panera Breads in California, make it make sense.
Allegedly. I mean, how else would you explain this insane statistic that LA is spending $837,000 to house a single homeless person? So I give these people two options. Either A, actually end homelessness, or B, we should demand to defund this whole boondoggle.
Right on. So shout out to my man right there. 100% correct. Listen, homelessness, it ain't nothing but a grift. It's a big grift in California. Oh, we need more housing. We need more housing. The more housing, the more money. So basically what I heard when she says we need more housing is we need more money, because she makes a pretty good living. And I'm sure she has other hats she wears. She probably got a partner, a domestic partner who also is in the homelessness grift. So she makes $242,000. The partner makes same thing. Combine it together, you got a house in the hills. That's the way that works in a place like California. The administrators, the leaders, people like this, they live high on the hog for doing nothing. But regular everyday people, the middle class doesn't exist. The poors, they're pretty much kept in their place, kept drug addicted, kept homeless, because that's a whole big grift that the people on the top make money from. Okay? Keep a lower class low, your middle class struggling, and your elites high on the hog, up in the hills, away from all of everybody else. That's how it works. Okay, illegal aliens too. That's correct in California. Shout out to you, Paul. Absolutely right. Okay, now here's something else. Healthcare. That's another grift in the world, really, in the country and all over the world. Now, some are going to say, hey, ABL, America sucks. You guys have no universal health care like Canada. Well, is it all of that? For the Canadians, how is, quote unquote, universal health care up there? Is it good? Do you enjoy your service? How's the taxes? Are you being taxed to death to get the so-called universal health care? That's what I want to know. Now, we got a cancer patient in Canada fleeing to the USA because the healthcare in Canada is not what it's cracked up to be. Check it out.
I really don't want to keep telling you this story. Here I am again for the third time going to the United States to get faster cancer care. This time because my tumor markers are starting to trend upwards. They're just outside the normal range, and time is of the essence. For those of you who don't know, a year and a half ago I was diagnosed with a stage 4 ovarian cancer, extremely aggressive. I was diagnosed in Canada, and had I waited for treatment there, I would have died. Instead, because I'm a dual citizen, I went down to the United States, where I'm also a veteran, activated medical benefits, and barely saved my life. Barely got treatment in the nick of time. Treated it aggressively, had the surgeries. March of 2024, I was declared no evidence of disease. Unfortunately, this is a very aggressive cancer. 90 to 95% chance of recurrence with this cancer. So we have done everything we can to be as aggressive as the cancer. We've thrown everything at it since I came home, as most of you know, including off-label medications like ivermectin. Anything and everything. But it looks like it's trying to make a comeback. So here in Canada, they told me, yeah, maybe we can get you in a CT scanner in about 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the U.S. oncology team said, get down here right now, we can get you in today. So I'm going to be down there. I'll be in a CT scanner tomorrow. This is an aggressive cancer, so we have to be aggressive. There is no wasting time. So here we are on our way to the U.S. again.
So there you go. I mean, so you have a dual citizen, and shout out to her, military vet. Hey, congratulations for that. Thank you for your service. And she's like, hey, I can't get the treatment I need in a timely fashion in Canada because it's cancer and time is of the essence. You're talking about 2 weeks. I might be 2 weeks too late. I need this as soon as possible. So come on down to the USA and you're able to get your treatment right now. I say, hey, it's fantastic. She's a citizen, not coming illegally, served the country. She deserves it. Canada, hey, man, we get to you when you get to you. It's free, I suppose, maybe sometimes, but does it matter if you can't get what you need in a timely fashion to the point where you might mess around and die before you get treated? I'm just trying to, figure it out. So Sadie says, they say over 30,000 Canadians come out here just for treatment. I believe it. I believe it 100%. But again, you're a citizen, you served in the country. I have no problem with that. You know what I got a problem with? I got a problem with the illegal aliens coming over here and clogging up the healthcare system. I got a problem with people like that. You know, if you want to come over here illegally and be all in the hospital, in the ER, with all kind of other weird third world stuff, you could go back over there. Go back over that way. You're a citizen, a veteran. I have no problem. Get what you need. Get what you need. But yeah, shout out to the Canadians. Hopefully you guys are okay up there. Hopefully it's okay. But I'm not trying to say we're perfect here in the States as far as healthcare is concerned. And I think a big part of the reason why we're not is because of the intrusive nature of our government and also big pharma, health insurance, all of that. I would say the biggest scourge on the country as far as healthcare is twofold. The food that we eat, which is probably the reason why we're sick. A lot of your cancers, a lot of your other stuff come from the food. Listen, I got family members that's like 95, 100 years old, never had a problem. Never had a problem because they had better food when they were coming up. Then they eat all this stuff that got so much sugar and so much processed garbage, so many drugs in the system, all things we put into our body from the government, things that they allow, the FDA, whatever they allow, and also big pharma, all these drugs, mood stabilizers, ADHD pills, this pill, that pill, this pill, that pill, opiates, all of that is really damaging us as a people. So you wind up, okay, you might have smoked crack in the 80s, now you got COPD. Oh yeah, it's deep like that. It's real deep like that. And who brought the crack here? I don't want to get too deep right now, so I digress. The whole point is we have problems in this country as far as healthcare is concerned, but we are not as bad as what they may want to say in other parts of the world. Canada, UK, universal healthcare is not all that either. It's problems either way you go. All right. But yeah, shout out to you guys. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. Yeah, the fat czar, we get to the fat czar. Yeah, that was crazy. It's like, how do we have a fat czar in California? Let's go to that. Let's go to that right quick. Virgie Tovar. So Virgie Tovar has been appointed as a weight and body image consultant in San Francisco by San Francisco, the city themselves. They're spending taxpayer money on this. So if you live in this San Fran, your tax money is being spent on things like this. Now, I'm sure you could spend this tax money a little bit better. Her salary has not been disclosed, but I'm pretty sure she's being paid a pretty penny. It's San Francisco after all. She's diverse after all. So why not pay her probably about $200,000? Look, if you could be somebody that grifts off homelessness for $242,000 a year, then how much is a fat czar being paid? Probably in that same ballpark. You're being paid to push papers around and you're getting paid $250,000 a year. So the fat czar being paid to push her weight around, literally, figuratively, is probably getting the same thing. Let's watch this.
Where do you see the intersection, really? What is your definition of health?
Yeah, that's really complicated, right? I think I want to talk about that question, but I want to start by saying that, no one has to be healthy. No, right? Like, I mean, it's like, no, like there is no governing body that's like out there putting, you know what I mean? It's like no one owes anybody that in either the traditional sense of the word or any other more innovative or, more politicized, maybe even version of that word. So I think it's important to say like, and I want to back up and bring in intersectionality and say like, right, like look at the disabled community, right? Like I think people with disabilities have and activists within that space have consistently been saying like, I'm never going to be your notion of healthy. That doesn't mean I don't get to be a full human. You get to treat me some kind of way, right? And so I think that I love taking that principle within disability rights to fat activism and to understandings of fatness. So I want to start there, right? Like no matter what size you are, you don't owe anybody else your health. But I mean, for me, right, like in an ideal world where in an ideal world, there wouldn't be health-based gatekeeping at all.
All right, so there we have it. That is Miss Virgie Tovar. She is San Francisco's new weight and body czar. Okay, appointed by the Department of Health in San Francisco. So here's my thing. Some of y'all like this look. So it's not even about how she looks. I can like that. That's an easy joke to make. We got this bowl cut plus 300 pounds, right? Sumo wrestler at best. I can joke like that, and that's fine. But it's not even about how she looks, because again, some of y'all nasty boys like that. It's not even about that. It's about, hey, you know what? Let's be healthy, huh? Why would you advocate for being unhealthy? Why would anybody want to be unhealthy if they don't have to? If you're disabled or something like this, that's one thing. Like if you mentally are disabled, you just can't do certain things, you're paralyzed. Even if you're disabled, you could still do things. Like I've seen guys in wheelchairs cut up, diesel. They can't use their legs, but they can still do whatever they can do. It's no excuse to be 1,000 pounds on the basement of your Eastern European block, your apartment block. You got borched from head to toe. You drenched and borched. There's no excuse for that. You can control that. And if you are appointed by a city to be a fat czar or weight czar, listen, if you're going to be a weight czar or a health czar or a body image czar, I want you to look like you chewing steroids all day. I want you to have the appearance of you use Flintstone vitamins infused with steroids all day. That is what I want to see. Now, don't take steroids. You understand what I'm saying? Be healthy, be in shape, be fit. Don't be a big back if you're going to be in the health role. But anyway, so that's a big waste of your taxpayer dollars right there. In LA, they're spending $250 million on this homeless czar, and it doesn't really help homelessness. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse because of the grift that's behind it. Same thing with the fat czar. All you're going to do is just increase fatness, and you're not going to really improve health. So what's the point in spending money on that? Listen, if she wants to be a fat positive podcaster, a fat caster, that's fine. Go ahead. There's an audience for you. They want to sit around the campfire with s'mores and Pop-Tarts and hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken wings, Diet Coke, all of that, and listen to you talk about being fat. That's fine. If that's your audience, then go ahead. But in an official government role, that's not a very good use of taxpayer funds. But anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, is it too much for you, David? It's too much lady for you? Hey, man. Some of y'all say she right up my alley. 5 foot tall, 500 pounds. I love it. That's some of y'all. Hey, if you like that, if some of y'all like that, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just saying, let's be healthy and be here for a lot longer than like 25 years. But anyway, let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got quite a bit to get into, actually. Where am I going to go next? I think I'm going to go. Mark Hamill. So Mark Hamill, I guess he was in the, what was it, OG Star Wars, is Luke Skywalker? If I'm wrong, y'all let me know. Maybe I'm saying things wrong here. But he's talking about how he became political and how it has turned some of us off. And he doesn't really care. He's like, whatever. You don't like what I got to say? Oh, well, let's watch.
I never, like you, to your question, I never became active until wanting to make sure that, first of all, I was devastated. I want to get rid of the Electoral College because Hillary beat him by 3 million votes, just to shy under 3 million. And Gore beat W by 500,000, and it's making me crazy because I started reading about the Electoral College. And, oh my God, this is a remnants of slave days when they were trying to, proportion the amount of votes with, how many slaves you owned, and oh, it's awful.
Bro, if you can avoid a slave reference, I would say avoid it, first of all, because why'd you do that? Like, what was that all about? Okay, the Electoral College, and you go to slavery and try to like talk about that. So anyway, the Electoral College is good because you can't have population centers dominate the election. Okay, so California, we know what California is. It's pretty much left, dominated by San Fran and LA, these big places with a lot of people. So all they would do every year If it was about popular vote only, it focused on where the most people were. A lot of your flyover states wouldn't make a difference. But because of the electoral college, it forces them to go to every state and get every region's vote, every racial group, every age group, every male, female, everybody. You can't just go to California, New York, Florida, and call it a day. No, you got to go to the entire country, which is the whole point. If you're going to be the president, it ain't just, oh, president of California, president of Florida, president of New York, president of Illinois. No, it's a president of the entire USA, not just those few places. So the electoral college is a good thing. You're mad because your person lost, but won the popular vote. If it was the other way around, you wouldn't say a thing. But anyway,
so that and Citizens United, I'd like to get rid of. But in any case, I started, as you said, you get most scorching hate tweets from the MAGA crowd.
So this is a really interesting combination. We have Marshawn Lynch from the Seattle Seahawks back in the day. We also have King Gavin Newsom. And is that his evil twin brother? Is that his movie stunt double? Is that his cameraman? Is that his PR person? Who is that guy right there? I'm not sure who that is.
And when I was still on Twitter, I had to stop reading the responses. I wouldn't block anyone because then they could display Mark Hamill blocked you as a badge of honor. Right. But I muted like a mofo. I would mute, I looked up one day and I said, oh my God, I've been muting people for 40 minutes. So once I realized how it was eating into my own time, I said, the only thing to do is don't read the response. Yes. You just can't. You can't. And someone said to me, my daughter would say, Daddy, you shouldn't tweet politically so much because, people get so angry. And so I wrote a tweet that I said, the people complaining about my Trump tweets have to understand. I love my country and I feel it's my patriotic duty to oppose this sociopathic, I forget the other word, whatever it was, with every fiber of my being. And that's the way I've been. I thought. All right, that's enough of that. So that's Mark Hamill. I don't know what's up with this Zoom. Why is Marshawn Lynch there? Why, this is an odd cast of characters. You got King Gavin, random white guy, podcast host, iHeartRadio. So that's a bunch of money behind that. George Soros behind that whole organization, if I'm not mistaken. It's a weird combination. But look, at the end of the day, people just don't like some things that you say, and they're gonna tell you that they don't like it. It is what it is. That's social media. It's how it works. All right. Now I found something right here. Speaking about King Gavin Newsom, here's something pretty interesting right here. Let's see if I can put it up on the screen right quick. Here we go. So Gavin Newsom, now for you guys in California, is it true that Gavin Newsom defaulted on a loan from the federal government to the state of California?
What does $2,100 mean for you?
I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot. It's a big chunk. It's almost like half of my, my rent.
So now you got a bunch of debt in California, and small business owner, I now pay an extra $2,100 in payroll taxes each month. Each month, I'm paying $2,100 extra in payroll taxes. Now, some are going to say, well, look, she's part of the rich ABL. She's got money ABL. Okay, she owns a business, but does that mean she's rich? Not necessarily. There's a lot of middle class people. Most people that own businesses are middle class at best. At best. They're trying to make ends meet like everybody else. Okay, once they meet payroll and they're paying this tax and that tax and this tax and that tax, inventory, insurance, whatever they got to pay, at the end of it, they might make a regular salary. They're not super rich all the time. They're rarely super rich. Rarely. Okay, I'm a business owner. I'm not a Gavin Newsom type of rich. I can't go to French Laundry whenever I want and just ball out of control during the pandemic like he did. But people don't understand that. A lot of your normies that work regular jobs, they don't understand what it takes to own a business. So then when Bernie Sanders says something like, hey, you got to pay your fair share, you're owning the business, all this, that, and the third, people just think that everybody's Elon Musk or a Bill Gates or a Jeff Bezos. It's not quite that way at all. People that own businesses are often the same as you. Going to work, working hard. Matter of fact, they probably work harder and do more because they're the owner. If payroll can't get met, now we got a problem. Imagine you go to your job on Friday and the paycheck not there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? If you can't pay your bills, you might get a little bit of time to pay it off. You might put it on a credit card. Maybe you go in debt. Maybe you just won't pay it, default. But if you're a business owner and you got employees, they want that check on time on Friday. And if it's not there, you got a problem. 100% problem. All right. Now, we got Biden going to the Children's National Hospital. Okay. Now, this guy, he's pretty much, look at his face. First of all, he's happy to be around kids, which is where he shouldn't be. He should be at the house away from kids, but he's happy to be there. But at the same time, he's pretty much toast. He's done. He's like, look, how much longer must I be here in this office? I'm ready to leave right now. And to be totally honest, he should be at the house pretty much chilling. He shouldn't be out here doing anything. But he is out there. Let's check it out.
He looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His nipples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses. His nose like a cherry.
And of course, he can't read the book. She's got to read it. The caretaker, Jill Biden, she's reading the book.
His little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. He had a broad face and a round.
So look, see. Tell him, baby, sit in my lap. Sit in creepy Uncle Joe's lap. Okay, so you already know what he's gonna do. I ain't gonna show the rest of that because I'm already getting uncomfortable. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but it's just Joe being Joe, typical regular stuff. Hey, Joe is the uncle that should not be around the children. All right, everybody got that one uncle that say, hey, when he come around, make sure the kids ain't here or do not invite him. Family reunion cookout, do not invite creepy Uncle Joe. All right.
Here in North Carolina.
And RP to the headphone users. Let's check this out right here. I'm not sure when this was, but the caption is about the White House staffers talking about, now we're going to come clean about Biden's decline. Excuse me. But we all saw what he was doing throughout the entire campaign in 2020, throughout the entire presidency from 2021 to right now. And also at the end during the 2024 campaign, we saw him decline. He already declined in 2019 when we saw him run for this term that he's on right now. So now they're trying to say, oh, well, we knew what it was from the beginning.
Carolina and across America who are working hard to find a secure place in the middle class. The moms who worry that their
he don't know where to go. He's coughing. Hey, what do I do? Go this way? Go that way? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Everybody saw this throughout the entire time, and they act like they don't know what's going on.
Oh, I get that. I get that. Okay. PBS, Ms. Lopez.
It was so bad that they were giving them flashcards with names to call on. It'd be a name to call on, a question that was already pre-screened, pre-answered. It was all a rehearsal. It was all just a big game to put out to the American people. We're seeing this like, yo, is this the official story that you want us to believe, that he's really there and he's just answering things and asking things organically? It doesn't make any sense.
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured.
Walking downstairs very gingerly. If Trump did something like that, you already know what it would be, because when Trump went down the stairs, what was that, at West Point, kind of carefully because it was a slick ramp and it had been raining and he had flat shoes on. They said something was wrong with him then. But when Biden does this, it's not really a big deal. Biden fell down, had his feet up in the air. You could see the bottom of his shoes. And it was like not even a big deal. Okay, walking down steps very carefully. If he goes a little bit fast, you're going to go whoop, 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 slip right on the ground. Hey, where am I going? Hey, folks, here's the deal. I don't know where I'm going. Hey, little kids. That's pretty much Joe Biden. But they were trying to say, oh, well, we didn't really know. Come on, man. Everybody knew that this guy was on decline. Everyone knew that. Now they want to come out and say what it is now. All right. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okie dokie. We got Cenk. I call him Chunk Yogurt, but he said some things that I like recently a little bit. So I'll call him Cenk Uygur from Young Turks. Shout out to Anna from Young Turks. She's kind of doing a Bill Maher style heel turn. Not quite a conservative, but just a little bit not so ridiculously on the left. Kind of Anna and Cenk are becoming normie leftists. And it's okay. I can respect a normie leftist. I don't agree with them, but I can respect them at least for not being so far out there. A lot of your other leftists, they're just crazy. They do whatever they want. They say anything, do anything. These transformers, grown men wearing diapers outside, stuff like that is just ridiculous. Cenk and Anna don't do that. Let's watch some of this. He was interviewed by Charlie Kirk at America Fest. And shout out to Charlie Kirk. Hey, Charlie, I said it to you once. I say it to you again. When you run for governor of Arizona or senator or the president one day, perhaps, hey, when you run, you have my support 100%. All right, look at some sound and watch this. Check it out.
I knew you guys were for real in fighting against the establishment when I started going on right-wing shows and I would say something negative about Mitch McConnell. And when I did that in the past, what I would get back is, oh, no, Mitch McConnell's great. Pelosi's terrible, but Mitch McConnell's great.
Let's do that here. What do you guys think of Mitch McConnell?
All right. Yes, I love that. So look, for my left-wing friends that are watching out there, they just booed Mitch McConnell. That's a great thing, okay? And let's do one more. What do you guys think about Dick Cheney? My left-wing friends out there, we have been waiting for the right-wing populists to boo Mitch McConnell and Dick Cheney our whole lives. Take the win. Take the win. Now, what we need to do in the Democratic Party is we need to do likewise. We need to have a revolt against the Joe Bidens, the Kamala Harrises, and the Nancy Pelosi's. And the Hillary Clintons, and now all of a sudden the Dick Cheneys. What are they doing on our side? Are you guys nuts? Right?
I have to interject. When all of a sudden Kamala Harris is doing the Liz Cheney thing, I said, does she want to lose? I mean,
what's amazing is I said the same thing. Look, Dick Cheney polls at 13%. What lunatic thought it was a good idea to wrap yourself around Dick Cheney? I mean, when we started the Young Turks 22 years ago, longest running show in internet history, first ever YouTube partner with original YouTubers, one of the driving forces was get Dick Cheney out of office, right? And now for Kamala Harris to come full circle and say, oh, I've got 90 corporate CEOs backing me, and I've got all these executives on my side, and I've got Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney on my side. It was so counterproductive. It's not what the left wing stands for. It's not what the Democratic Party should be about. So the problem is the establishment.
So here's a question. Do you guys think that Cenk and Anna, Young Turks, are they changing, or have they always been the same, but it's that the left that has changed so much and they have not changed with them? Like, what do y'all think is going on here?
They are controlled by the donor class, and mainstream media is their marketing arm. They do not do news. They do propaganda.
All right, so that's Cenk Uygur. Let's go to another one here.
I mean, you were kicked off of some of the cable news channels for having heterodox opinions on certain issues. So let's kind of look at the last couple of years. We can go back to the Bernie Sanders thing. Explain to us, why is it that right-wing revolution was successful, and the Bernie Sanders with 2 attempts actually won the primary in 2016, and he had it stolen. Again, stolen election talk can be a little controversial. They stole it from Bernie Sanders in 2016. Why was that revolution not successful?
Yeah, I think it was because Donald Trump was a celebrity and they didn't take him seriously. So they made the mistake of giving him mainstream media coverage. And so they thought, and if you remember, Bill Clinton had this brilliant idea, we'll encourage Donald Trump to run on the Republican side and it'll destroy the Republican Party. How'd that work out for you, Bill? And so I remember saying at the time, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Because what I sensed was you need a non-politician to lead the revolt. On the Democratic side, we have got to elect a populist. If we don't, we're going to make the same mistake we made when they anointed Hillary Clinton, when they anointed Joe Biden, and when they anointed Kamala Harris. So my Democratic friends, how many times are you going to lose before you realize that mainstream media and the establishment are lying to you?
I mean, you were...
So what do y'all think about that? You think Bernie had a chance? Bernie to me was like Santa Claus. Bernie had no chance. He was too communist, in my humble opinion. I don't think he really had a chance. And I don't think that was really a thing that was going to actually happen. That wasn't, I didn't really see that. It was just, okay. And then Bernie, it was funny when he first came out, he was like, millionaires and billionaires. That was who he railed against. I'm against the millionaires and billionaires, all that kind of good stuff, right? That was his thing. But then when he became a millionaire, he said, I'm against the billionaires. Oh, not millionaires no more, Bernie? They don't got to pay their fair share because you're a billionaire now? Oh, okay, I got it. Cool. He was just too far left, in my humble opinion. Too much of a communist, government money type of guy. That was too much of that going on. So Bernie had no chance. He was like Santa Claus, and last I checked, Santa Claus is what I was told as a kid, but not to be my age, still believing in the Santa Claus. Alrighty, we got a lot to get through here. There's quite a few. All right, where am I going to go next? Oh yeah. So Trinidad, remember, we're watching local news in Denver. Well, clips from news in Denver on this channel. What would they say? Oh, they've only taken over 2 or 3 apartment complexes. It's not really that bad. It's a bunch of right-wing people, misinformation. They're not telling the full story. All this stuff. They made it seem like we were just gaslighting or spreading misinfo on Trinidad and how violent and dangerous they were. But now they're coming out and saying, okay, we done arrested 19 Trinidad members in Aurora, Colorado in one apartment complex. 15 people in one apartment complex we arrested. Well, pardon me. It was 15 people in one apartment, not the complex, one apartment, one unit. 15 people were in there and they all got arrested for a grand total of 19 people in one night, in one sweep, in one apartment complex. And it's happening also in New York City. Now, here's my question. Do you guys think that arrests are as a result of a coinky dink? It's happenstance? Oh, okay. Well, there was a report that got called in and we went to the place and we arrested 19 people. Or do you think it's because we got the orange man back, Tom Hamill coming to town, and they know we're going to get a bunch of deportations. They know we're going to close the border. So they're trying to get out ahead of it. Because if you don't get rid of the problem, now we'll come in with the federales and clear it for you. So the choice is yours. If you want the feds in your streets to fix your gang problem, we can do that. Or you can do it. So which one is it? Let's watch this. This is about New York City. Again, they raided the apartment in Aurora, Colorado, but there's also a problem all over the country, including New York City, with the same gang. Tren de Aragua, the Venezuelan migrant gang. Check it out.
Men with suspected ties to that violent Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua. The bus was reportedly made possible after police tracked an ankle monitor from a 28-year-old Venezuelan national with 3 prior arrests. Well, see if they got him. CB Cotton's live in New York with more. CB, what's the story? Hello.
Hi, Bill. Good morning. A law enforcement source tells me officers raided 2 separate locations here in the city, leading to the arrest of 22 suspected Tren de Aragua gang members. The New York Post, as you said, reports that officers tracked one of the suspects' ankle monitors to this apartment in the Bronx, being used as a hideout. The outlet reports some of the men had racked up multiple arrests in separate states after crossing the border. This bus comes after another raid in late November, which led to the arrest of these 2 confirmed Tren de Aragua gang members. ICE telling me at the time, both of the men crossed illegally into the country last year and were wanted in Aurora, Colorado, when police say they and other armed men tried to break into an apartment, as seen on this viral video. This week, that same apartment complex made headlines again when a man and woman were pistol whipped and tortured there. ICE tells me at least 16 suspected gang members were taken into custody in connection with that incident this week. And back in April, Fox was there as federal agents busted 3 suspected Tren de Aragua gang members at this Bronx apartment. New York City Mayor Eric Adams met with incoming border czar Tom Homan just last week and say they're ready to work together to remove illegal migrants who commit violent crimes. Homan has also said he does not understand why more leaders are not on board.
I'm shocked at other mayors and other governors who want to, put roadblocks up. I can't believe any elected official does not want to remove public safety threats from their communities.
And as for these latest arrests here in the city, federal agencies tell us the investigation is ongoing.
So there we have it. There we have it. So shout out to Tom Homan. We need you in there because these migrant gangs out of control, illegal aliens in general out of control, not just the gangs, but the illegal crisis we got going on. Again, the solution from the federales, in my humble opinion, was to flood us with these legal aliens to come do all these so-called low-paid jobs that Americans don't want to do, quote unquote, is what they say. That was their solution to inflation. But what they did was create other problems that they have no answer for. So our answer is for them to go back. Hey, you don't have to go home necessarily, but you got to get up out of here. I don't care where you go, just not here. That's what I say. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, as I was saying earlier, Trump is not in office. Not until January 20th, 2025. He's not in office, but his influence is already being felt. It's already being felt. And a way that it's being felt is the whole government spending bill, the CR. I think that got passed finally. I'm not sure exactly what was passed, if it's all the way good, all the way bad. I got to look into it. But either way it goes, there was one bill that they were trying to pass that might have actually made it, but we had to do a little bit of looking into it, a little bit of research. Elon got involved, Trump got involved, and it didn't pass. Now, the media are trying to say that Elon is the shadow president because they don't like his influence or his perceived influence. Even if he has no influence, they want to say, oh, well, he's the one running the show and not Trump. And I think it's a thing they're trying to put out there so Trump hears it and then removes Elon's influence from his administration. That's their thought process because they know Elon is very smart. And if you got a smart guy like that on your team, that helps you succeed more than not having a smart guy on your team. You see? So they're going to do a little AstroTurf campaign. Okay, let's say that Elon's the real president and he's running the show to get him out of the way. A little bit of reverse psychology. Check out Whoopi Goldberg from The View. Okay. And by the way, like I said in my video, this right here is your aunt at the Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, Easter Sunday, talking at you about politics. She'll look just like this with her partner of 25 years, her bingo playing roommate with 25 years, at a dinner table talking just like this. The same look and the same talking point. Check it out.
Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember last time we even talked about JD.
Now, remember when we were talking about Kamala and how she does nothing and how she was given tasks as the vice president, like borders are. When we said she's not doing that, what did they say? Oh, the vice president doesn't do anything. They have no real power. That's what they said about Kamala. But they're talking about JD Vance not doing anything, but he's not even in office yet. He's not even in office. But the person who was in office, who had specific roles assigned to them on camera in front of everybody, they weren't doing those goals. And we say, hey, why is she not doing that? And they gave her an excuse. Remember that? The mainstream media is so funny because they are focused on just the narrative. They don't care about contradiction. They don't care about contradictions that they put out there. They don't care about making any kind of sense. They don't care about the continuity of their story. All they care about is the narrative. But we are able to fact check and be a watchdog and stop all this nonsense from happening.
I don't remember last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs. Watch out.
But look, though, it's so dumb. So I guess their thought process is they're going to pull a coup on Trump. JD Vance and Elon Musk are going to pull a coup on Trump. Why? Why would they do that? What's the purpose in doing that? It doesn't make any sense because Trump only has one more term. It's 4 years. And what would make sense, the smart thing to do would be to just run JD Vance as the next president in 2028. He could begin campaigning immediately on day one, or at least like in 2026. 2 years out, 2 years before 2026, he campaigns. He's the next Republican president. That's how that's work. It wouldn't make sense for them to steal it from him when they could just run and win in 2028. And if they stole it from him, that would not be a thing we would like as American citizens. We're like, hey, what's going on? They're pulling the coup. And Trump wouldn't go quiet. Trump would not go quiet. Trump was vocal about how they were trying to pull a coup on Joe Biden. While they did pull a coup on Joe Biden at the end, he was vocal about that. So if they pull a coup on him, he would not be silent about that. And we'd be able to see it. So we wouldn't like it. Trump wouldn't like it. It wouldn't make any sense. So to say that is just nonsensical, that they're going to try to steal it from him. It's crazy. Now, we have Richard Neal, a Democrat, melting down about the constituents. God forbid you could be a politico and listen to your constituents, what they got to say. Okay? Normally, I guess they just do things with each other. Okay, this guy talks to that guy on Capitol Hill. A deal happens, and so be it. The whole world just is in the hands of two people. But imagine if you got to talk to your constituents and hear what they got to say. All right, things may change a little bit, right? Let's check it out.
And a tweet changed all of it? Can you imagine what the next 2 years are going to be like if every time the Congress works its will and then there's a tweet or from an individual who has no official portfolio, who threatens members on the Republican side with a primary, and they succumb? This institution has a separate responsibility based upon the separation of powers. Members of Congress don't serve under presidents of the United States. And a tweet changed all of it? Can you imagine what the next two...
So yeah, at the end of the day, listen, it wasn't necessarily a tweet. It was the will of the people. That's what it is, the will of the people. We said, you know what? We don't like what you're doing. We want you to go a different direction. And that's what happened. That's what it was. So it is what it is. And look, here's a meme right here. Perfect. And you can see, he says, can you imagine what would happen if a tweet can influence Congress? And then below that, it says, Congress got to start listening to the people again. Okay. They have to start listening to the people again. What's wrong with that? Because last I checked, Congress worked for us. It wasn't the other way around. It wasn't just like, okay, Congress, you guys are just kings, unelected, do whatever you want to do. No, we elect you. You work for us. So if you're doing a thing that we don't like, then we're going to say something and you got to fix it. And if you don't fix it, well, check it out. You're going to be out of a job. Simple as that. Simple as that. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, Fani Willis is out, finally. Finally, Big Fani. Fani Willis is out. Fani, I don't care how you say her name, to be totally honest. I don't want to say whatever her name is anymore. Okay? And Fani Willis is so dumb. Listen, she had a slam dunk case as far as YSL, the street gang, not the Trump case. That was dead in the water from the beginning. But the YSL case, because everybody kept saying, oh, well, these guys are guilty. They were killing people in Georgia, all this, that, and the third. That's what they say. And if that's the case, okay, well, there should be plenty of evidence, right? There should be plenty of evidence. There should be an easy slam dunk victory. But that whole case fell apart because of how corrupt she is and her whole office. You had prosecutors doing all types of stuff, people on the case, judges in the case. You had this guy getting recused, or this guy getting removed, recusing himself. This lady coming on, getting recused, removing herself, all kind of stuff. Finding as a prosecutor, having a sugar baby, giving him $700,000. You gave Nathan Wade $700,000 before the trial began. And you going on trips and vacations and whatnot. And the rules say you cannot benefit from a case financially as the prosecutor, as a DA. But she clearly did. If your romantic interest of many years now, your married romantic interest, who you're not married to, he married to somebody else and still married right now in 2024, your married romantic interest, you failed to disclose that from the beginning when you hired him as special prosecutor, and then you give him that much money, close to $1 million US, before the trial even began. Y'all going on trips and vacations and cruises and whatnot. That's improper. Judge Scott McAfee, who used to work under Fani Willis at one point, had the ability to take her off of the case, but he didn't do it. What did Scott McAfee do? Scott McAfee said, hey, check it out. We have some impropriety here, right? Something's not really right. Something's not the way it should be. It's improper, but guess what? You can stay on, Miss Willis, if you remove Nathan Wade, or keep him on and you got to go yourself. So, of course, she said, all right, you get off and not stay on. But what should have happened right there, and the appellate court agrees with me, what should have happened was she should have been removed right there. Take her off the case immediately because she was corrupt from the beginning. The case is dead in the water. And as soon as Trump won the election, all the cases were done. I don't care if it was a so-called conviction. And by the way, New York law states that you are not convicted of a crime until you are sentenced. I'll say that one more time. New York law states that you are not convicted of a crime until you are sentenced. There's been no sentencing, therefore no conviction. So when somebody says, oh, well, Trump got 85 felonies, is all these convictions? No. Let's go by the law now. In New York, I'm not sure about other places, but New York specifically, if you have not been sentenced, you are not convicted. So there's that. Let's watch some of this here about Fani, whatever her name is. All right, check it out.
Tonight, the massive legal win for President-elect Trump in his Georgia election interference case. A Georgia appeals court kicking District Attorney Fani Willis off the case over the appearance of a conflict of interest due to her relationship with the special prosecutor in the investigation.
I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
The ruling, the latest.
The backwards dress was crazy. The backwards dress was off of the hook.
This twists in a winding tale of money, romance, and allegations of election interference. Willis forced to acknowledge a relationship she had with the special prosecutor she appointed to the case, Nathan Wade, and facing allegations she benefited from the relationship by accompanying him on lavish trips funded by payments from her office. Willis taking the stand herself in an explosive disqualification hearing.
I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. And so there was tension always in our relationship.
Insisting the two split costs and that she repaid him for many expenses, but always in cash.
You never wrote him a check? Ma'am, I don't.
Now, somebody said, is she married? No, she's not married. He's married. He's married and not married to her. He's been married for like 25, 26, 27 years. He's been married for a long time. He got grown kids and everything. This is a whole family man, a lawyer, ticket cop judge. He had a whole family life. And then here comes Fani with the money, the sugar mama. That's what happened.
Have checks?
You don't have a single solitary deposit slip to corroborate or support any of your allegations that you were paid by Mrs. Willis in cash, do you?
No, sir.
Not a single solitary one.
Not a one.
Willis's testimony about her relationship with Wade, at times unusual.
Mr. Wade is used to women that, as he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich.
Willis's testimony about her relationship with Wade recalled birthday celebrations and trips they shared.
I spent $900 on each of our tickets to go to Belize. They would pair champagne, chocolate, and caviar. I did 50 big, very big.
But other combative moments earning her this rebuke from the judge.
It's going to be my first time out to caution. We have to listen to the questions as asked. And if this happens again and again, I'm going to have no choice but to strike your testimony.
And that is Mr. Scott McAfee right there. And remember, this guy used to work under Fani, okay, before this case started. And this is the guy that gave her the option of staying on or removing Nathan Wade. If she did not remove him, then she had to recuse herself, therefore killing the case right there. But again, as soon as Trump won, the case is dead in the water because you're not going to really be able to go forward, prosecute or nothing like that. But the appellate court in Georgia overturned him and said, nah, you should have just went ahead and took her off back earlier in the year when you had a chance to do it, but you didn't do it. You gave her an out. You gave her an excuse and a way to still stay on and keep this whole charade going. And it never got to the trial phase. It was all pretrial stuff.
He ultimately decided to allow Willis to stay on the case, despite what he called a tremendous lapse in judgment, saying that although there was an appearance of a conflict, the defense did not fully prove there was one. But tonight, a Georgia Court of Appeals ruling Willis should be wholly disqualified from the case, saying the appearance of a conflict is enough. The ruling throwing into turmoil what some experts once considered the most legally perilous of Trump's 4 criminal cases. A sprawling indictment on racketeering charges.
It's all BS. All the rest of that is BS. You know, all the cases against Trump is all malarkey. And you know what? Shame on all those involved with all these ridiculous cases. The lawfare. Shame on Alvin Bragg. All these career builders. Okay, Alvin Bragg, Fani. I'm gonna tell you what happened. And Big Nathan Wade already admitted to going to the White House before they decided to press charges against Trump in Georgia. He already admitted to that. So there was probably a conversation when they went to the White House about doing what's right for the country, all this, that, and the third. I'm going to tell you what I think they did, at least in the case of Fani. Fani wanted to be bigger than what she is. No pun intended. She wanted to be bigger. She wanted to be potentially the governor of Georgia, the mayor of Atlanta, maybe a senator or something like that. Maybe she could be Kamala Harris, be in the White House one day, okay? I'm light-skinned. She's light-skinned. Okay, we could do it. I used to live in D.C. and she went to Howard. So, hey, we got something in common. I was in California at first. So was she. She went to D.C. So did I. We got the same alma mater. I think they went to the same school. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me see if I can see this. Fani Willis College. Did she go to Howard? She went to Howard. So Fani went to Howard, the same as Kamala. So you see there's a commonality there. She thought she could be Kamala Harris. And the way she could accomplish that is by prosecuting Trump successfully in the state of Georgia. But guess what, though? All she was used for is a pawn in the game to keep Trump wrapped up in legal proceedings to engage in the lawfare. Alvin Bragg, same thing, a career builder, trying to become more than what he is. Ultimately, your case went nowhere, and you might go to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little. Okay? Some of y'all might have seen my meme I put on the interwebs of Fani breaking the big rocks to little. And that is ultimately what could happen here, because there was so much stuff that happened. Aside from the lawfare, she could not just let that man go. She could not stop being a sugar mama. All right? She had to have Big Nate whenever, wherever, whatever, had to have him. And now this could be her future. Imagine that. Hey, this is, of course, AI, and I made this with Grok, Grok on Twitter, or X. Hey, Elon, I'm so excited for Doge and the reduction of government waste, because I see what Elon did with Twitter, now known as X. He cut 90% of the staff, and the app is better now than ever before. Look, I pay my little $8 for a Twitter premium, and it's worth every penny. First of all, you monetize on there automatically, so you're able to make money from your posts. I don't really make money on there, really, but I make enough to cover my little $8 and some, a little bit of McDonald's money, a little bit of pocket change. Okay, I got that. But you're able to get Grok, the AI tool. You're able to get your blue check. You're able to do quite a few things on there with that. So shout out to, and even if for nothing else, the AI tool is worth the $8 a month for sure. Okay. You don't have to have these credits like some of these places like Canva, or you got to buy credits or whatever. Nah, pay it $8. You could just generate images all day long. It's all good. So yeah, shout out to, shout out to Fani. Hopefully this is where she goes. Okay. In the open air pit somewhere in North Korea, making big rocks to little. Anybody involved in lawfare against anybody, whether it's Trump, whether it's you, whether it's anyone who is involved with lawfare, abusing the legal system should get locked up. That's just my humble opinion. All right. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below about that one. Now, where else are we at? Do I have more? I think I might have a little bit more here. Oh, speaking about government, here's a good post. So in Butler, Tennessee, where is this at? Butler, Tennessee. This is north, like close to, like up in the mountains, basically. Close to where they had the issue with the North Carolina floods, right? Close to Johnson City, Bristol, close to the Virginia border, North Carolina mountains, over that neck of the woods. So in Butler, they got tired of waiting on the government to come help them with some things they needed to get done. So they did it on their own. And by the way, shout out to everybody who is not relying upon the government, people who can make things happen for themselves. Any kind of infrastructure project, city project, people can just do that on their own without having to rely upon the government, because the government might be a little bit slow to get to you. The feds especially, they're kind of slow to get to you. Hey, if you're not an illegal alien and you're not being given the Olay treatment, given the red carpet treatment right into the interior of the country, they're not really worried about you. All right, let's watch some of this and see what people can do on their own without the government getting in the way.
Residents got tired of waiting for government help and have raised $20,000 to do the work themselves.
News 5's Liam Bridgman went to the lake today to see the cleanup firsthand.
The day of the storm, the debris was so thick you could walk across it. You couldn't even see water.
For Darren Clark, a resident of Watauga Lake, seeing his home covered in debris,
it was disheartening to see that much garbage floating through it. I mean, from appliances to cars to homes, everything's in that water.
Clark says he reached out to several state agencies to see what they could do about the cleanup, but no one heeded the call. So Clark put it upon himself to find a crew that would.
Load it up.
Shortly after hearing the need on the lake, Ryan Lane and Ben Cahootson went to work with 2 barges, one hauling the debris and the other carrying the excavator.
It takes a very skilled boat driver and excavator driver, but it's getting pretty efficient. I mean, we can do about 8 to 10 loads per day.
The crew has pulled out nearly 60 loads of debris from the water in just a few weeks. But they tell me the work is far from over.
So there's about 5 sections on the lake that are just full of debris and garbage and areas that we can efficiently get in and clean up. At this rate, we should be able to finish up by maybe fall, but it's really hard to say.
I reached out to several state agencies to get a response as to why there has not been a state-supported effort to clean up the lake. A statement from TEMA reads, "The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency has been working diligently with our local, state, and federal partners to identify ways to remove the debris and return the waterways back to the communities as they were before the storm."
But look, though, so you guys are trying to figure out how to do it, but people that live there are doing it. So how hard is it to figure it out? You can see what they're doing with just money that they raised. No funding from the states, from the feds. They just raised money and made it happen on their own.
We remain committed to restoring normal conditions and protecting the well-being of the community throughout this process. A TEMA spokesperson told me that right now they're working with community leaders to figure out exactly what help is needed. Meanwhile, the cleanup crew continues to work completely self-funded. To find out how you can help, visit our homepage at WCYB.com. On Watauga Lake, Liam Bridgman, News 5, WCYB.
So there you go. That's Americans. Hey, shout out to them. Hold on. Making it happen. If the federales can't help, the state people can't help, just do it on your own. And the thing is, I'm not going to say that the government always sucks, but sometimes they do. And my thing is, hey, if you can't help when we really need you, then I want a little bit of some tax. I want a little bit of a tax break. If I can do that on my own without you guys, then give me a tax break. Because what if we didn't do it? Were you guys going to do it? You're going to spend some money? So how about taking some of the money that you were going to spend to do this and give it to us? Let us do it. Empower the people more so we could do things on our own more and we don't rely upon the government, whether it be the state or the feds. That's what I would say. All right. Because again, we're paying tax money. You guys should be the ones to do this. But if you can't do it, then can I get a refund? I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. There's more, but we got calls to get to. I don't want to be too long-winded. Let's get to super chats right here. Super chats on that. Let's get to those right quick. Then we're going to get to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. But let's get to the calls first. The super chats first. So thank you to Kai's Posthumous, who says, hold on, let me get this tightened up. There we go. Kai's Posthumous says, RIP to those who died in Germany. Islam is a virus. Yeah, I saw that. There was a Christmas market. It seemed like every Christmas there's some maniac Islamic dude driving through a crowd of people. So in Germany, there was a guy who drove through a crowd of people, killed quite a few of them, may they rest in peace. Prayers out to their family. And the guy was a Saudi. He was from Saudi Arabia and had been there for a while in Germany. I'm not quite sure how long he had been there. Let me see if I can find that one. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, it was a Christmas market in Germany. And let me see here. So multiple injuries reported. Authorities confirmed several people have been injured after a vehicle drove into a crowded Christmas market in Magdeburg, Germany. Emergency services are on the scene and the area has been cordoned off as investigations continue. Details on the number of casualties remain unclear. So I think this might be the aftermath right here. Let me see if I can put it on the screen. Now, I ain't going to show too much, but it's a pretty rough scene. There was also a video of the vehicle being driven by the guy straight through the crowd. It was crazy. It was a mess. So, yeah, hopefully you guys are in Germany. If you're watching me, hopefully you guys are staying safe. All right. Now, some of these headlines, I'm gonna show these headlines, and I'm gonna ask you guys if the headlines are appropriate or if they're inappropriate. Okay, so look, you can see the headline. I'll read the headlines for you if you can't see them. It says, 1 killed and several injured after car drives into Christmas market in Germany. Dozens fear injured after vehicle plows into crowd at Christmas market. Car drives into crowd at Christmas market. Germany, car driven into crowd at Magdeburg Christmas market. Now, car drives, car plows. Okay. New York Times got it right. Driver rams Christmas market in Germany, injuring several. Yeah, it was a person doing it. It wasn't an autonomous vehicle. It wasn't an autonomous vehicle that went rogue. It wasn't an accident where somebody fell asleep at the wheel and then the car just drove because the person's foot was on the gas. All this, that, and the third. Nah, the guy intentionally plowed through the people in the vehicle. So the correct one to say is driver rams Christmas market in Germany, injuring several. All right, that's the actual market. Yeah, the car did it. Exactly, Kai's Posthumous. Hey, it wasn't this guy from Saudi Arabia. No. It was the car on its own. That's what happened, which is ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. Thank you to Kai's Posthumous, who says, think Trump will get all 15 to 20 million aliens out? No, not all of them. It'll be a lot of them, but not all of them. Because there's so many people and they're all over the place. It's really hard to narrow everybody down. But we're going to get out quite a few. And the main thing that we got to do is stop the bleeding. Like I said before, if you have a flood in your house and there's a source for the water, cut the source off if possible first before you clean up. And then get the water up. But if you're not shutting the source of the water off, like let's say, for instance, your home was in a tornado or a hurricane and your roof is gone. Okay, you got no roof, George Jefferson, straight up ball on the top, convertible top roof house now. And the water is pouring in from the sky, it's raining, and you cannot stop the rain. You cannot block the rain. You cannot patch your roof up. There's no point of mopping the floor at that moment because the source of the water is still there. So you just wasting your time. Get the roof fixed, wait till it stops raining, and then clean up. But not until then. Thank you to Constellation Pegasus, who says, so what happened? Republicans added to the debt? I'm not sure what you mean there. Apple says, what's your Christmas wish, ABL? Mine's world peace. That's a good one, world peace. I just wish that people would stop acting the fool on the airplane and put deodorant on. How about that? Let's make washing your hind parts good again. Michael Guest says, nothing beats the early 70s Mustangs with real muscle engine in 351 Cleveland. Right on. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says the drones could very well be a distraction. That's true. Thank you to Bozo Priester, who said Merry Christmas, ABL. Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says canned food, water, and a bidet. Yeah, speaking about people that were tripping at the beginning of the show and that movie where, you know, the world falls apart. They don't know what to do. They're trying to get supplies and they go into the Costco rating the toilet paper. It's like, if the world is coming to an end, don't worry about stuff like that. You're going to be out in the woods using a rock to wipe behind parts. At a certain point, if you get real bad, a smooth rock, will be your best friend when the world falls apart. All right, don't worry about toilet paper. That's fancy schmancy. That's fancy schmancy. If the world falls apart and you out trying to protect yourself, trying to get food from random places, trying to loot, trying to be like a video game, you got to go in the spots and loot them to get food. If you're doing that, then worry about getting fresh water to drink. Worry about finding a good rock to wipe your hind parts with. Smooth rock. I've done it. It works. Anyway, thank you to Kaleo Pleias, who says, didn't Congress just get themselves a 40% raise? I'm not sure about that, but I wouldn't doubt it. Thank you to Brian Henderson, who says the consumer base is having an aneurysm right now in Aritzia. Yeah, speaking about the Trump dance in the window. Right on. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, did you hear about the real life man versus bear incident in Virginia? Breitbart, man dies when bear falls on him after being shot out of a tree. Instant karma. All social media comments are hilarious. I did not see that. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see where it was at. That was in Virginia. That's crazy. All right. Let me see now. December the 9th. Oh, over there by Danville, Lunenburg County. Let me see where this is. Oh, you way out there, middle of nowhere. Yeah, you about to be like, that's like my neck of the woods a little bit. That's in between 460 and 58. That's funny. So that's not far from Crew. Shout out to Crew. If y'all from Virginia, you know about Crew on 460. The whole little route right there, coming from like Virginia Beach, Norfolk. I would take 460 to go to Roanoke if I didn't want to go up the mountain. The only thing about 460 is them little small towns. Hey, if you go 460, 58, in the little small towns, Crew and Farmville, all that kind of stuff, if you go 1 mile over the speed limit, you're going to get pulled over and given a reckless driving ticket, and you got to pay all the tea in China to pay for it. That's how little small towns stay in business, because they know it's a route for travelers to go through, and they're going to catch you right there going too fast in their town, which means you went 36 and a 35, and you're going to get a ticket. And to avoid court, you just pay the money. You could beat it in court, but you're dealing with their little small town people that's going to be in there in the courtroom. They're not going to let you beat it. So ain't no point. Pay your money and go about your way. You know, the speed trap towns. Yes, indeed. Yep. But yeah, shout out to Crew, though. Shout out to Crew. And shout out to the guy who was out there hunting in Kenbridge or something like this that had the bear fall on him. That's crazy. All right. Let's keep on going. But yeah, Lynchburg's a big place, kind of. That's not really a small town. But shout out to Lynchburg, though. Lynchburg, Roanoke, all of that, once you get further out, 460 and 58. And shout out to the Hodge twins. Yep, Emporia, Virginia, that's out there. It's like 58, I think, or 460. But shout out to the Hodge twins. They from out on 58, like south of Roanoke. I think that's called what's the name of that little town right there? Now I gotta look it up. They from off 58, south of Roanoke. Start with an M. It is Martinsville. Yeah, Martinsville. Off 220, 58, and 460. All right, let's keep on going. Shout out to Christopher, who says, everyone, Merry Christmas, Trump 2024, 2028, right on. Thank you to Recluse Gangster, who says, Mitch and Joe Biden clean up on aisle 46. Exactly. Thank you to Ron Henderson, who says, TDA must go calling all cops, get engaged now. Thank you to Ron Henderson, who says, do you remember when they said we had to pass the bill before we can know what's in it? Now we got Vivek Ramaswamy reading it. Exactly. Yeah, Bedford, that's where Carol Swain is from. Bedford is right to the east of Roanoke. Shout out to Bedford. Newport News stinks real bad once you go through the tunnel. I don't know what they're making out there. It's that shipyard. They got coal. I don't know what they got out there, but it smells like something else. Thank you to Ron Henderson, who says, Sugar Fanny Nanny taking all the candy. Thank you to Marta Allen, who says, Merry Christmas, ABL. Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas to everyone in the chat. Christmas came early. We got Trump finally. Yahoo, everybody hit that like. Right on. Thank you to Hail Mary, who says, hi, feds. I'm here on ABL. Right on. Thank you to Mike Fortner, who says, did you see the guy in Walmart spraying food with bug spray and filming it? Mesa, Arizona, he was arrested. Yeah, I saw that. Is it this guy right here? Nah, I think it's the same guy, but it's not. Yeah, that guy's just, he's spraying stuff with roach spray and doing other kinds of hijinks. This is the guy right here. Hold on, here he is. Well, it's not the same thing, but he's doing something else. I'm not sure what he's doing right here. So this guy All right, he's putting raw bacon in the washing machine, or it might be the dryer. And it's just a random person's clothes he's putting it in there with. See, I mean, stuff like this is ridiculous. And he also went to a Walmart and sprayed some of the bananas with roach spray. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Why would you do that? You think it's funny? You think it's fun? You think it's entertaining? Man, nah, let's not. All right, but yeah, I did to answer your question, Mike. I did see that, and the guy needs to go to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little. That's where you should go, rather than spraying roach spray. Hey man, spray some water on the rocks, make them nice and shiny to wipe your hind parts with. But anyway, we're gonna get to some calls. The number to call 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. There's also an email for Skype, which would be in the description. You could be right here in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen talking at me. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get to it. But yeah, people just do all kind of stuff, and a lot of it just for attention, to try to go viral on social media. But it's like, all right, at a certain point, I don't like what you're doing. Don't spray no roach spray on my bananas. Don't put no raw bacon in the dryer with my clothes at a laundromat. You're just doing too much. You're doing too much. I'm gonna call the police. If I see you doing that, I'm calling the cops. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to my sound. All righty, let's go. 858, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. You're speaking to Charles out here in San Diego.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? Just wanted to give a quick call. Shout out from San Diego. Love your show. Also kind of maybe give you an update. You may or may not know this yet. I know you're kind of up on most things. The super sanctuary city of San Diego that we've become so famous for recently. One of the supervisors, it was passed on a vote of 5 individuals, voting 3-1. One of them abstained, no-showed, whatever for the vote. Well, yesterday, the one who pretty much led the charge, or the supervisor, the county supervisor involved, one of the 3 votes just resigned her seat.
Okay.
And she even won re-election. That was supposed to, on January 6th, she'd become the, again, county supervisor. Well, she resigned, claiming threat.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you. You're breaking up real bad.
Oh, sorry about that. Concern for her safety. She stated concern for her safety.
Okay.
What do you think about that? You think that's a sign of San Diego going red? As unfortunate as it is, threatening somebody?
I mean, I can't really call it. I mean, maybe so.
I think because everybody I talk to around, nobody likes the whole idea of being known as a super sanctuary. That's not going to bring anything good.
Right, of course.
It's a horrible idea.
It's really, really bad. And I hope that y'all can just get away from that, because all you're going to do is just attract the worst kind of people you can imagine.
Exactly. Right on the edge of kind of losing this town already. Like I kind of feel it becoming a second San Francisco, or the next San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's happening quick, and that needs to be reversed quick. Well, I mean, this was actually a Republican city just 8 years ago. Prior to this current mayor, who just won re-election, we had a Republican mayor. So things have changed drastically over the past 8 years. 7, whatever.
Right on.
So I also want to second the Charlie Kirk thing. If he ever runs, I'm there.
Oh, absolutely.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, he'll be great. Like whatever kind of role he wants to do, hopefully high office, but whatever, he'll be great at it.
I hope he does, and I hope to see you at some point go in that direction. I know you have the backing of a lot of people, man.
And that's definitely possible because people always ask me, and that's what I want to do. I mean, we'll see. You know, people keep saying, "Hey, man, you got to go do it. You got to go do it." I'll do it for the people if enough people want me to do it.
Well, I don't live in your area, so if you were to start local, all I could do is express myself through social media when I have the opportunity to say how great I think your point of views are. You know, you still in touch with the cool kids, and you're pretty out there on the interwebs. So, I mean, you have a big umbrella, a lot of people underneath you. They're ready to support you, man, I'm sure.
Right on, man. Sounds good to me.
Well, thanks. I'll let you get on the next call, man.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Take care.
All right, a great call. Shout out to the caller. And let's get to some more here. Let's go to 252. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to? All right. I guess I got cold feet. I don't know what happened. Maybe he didn't hear me. Let's go to 860. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Anthony, it's Anthony Ranger Xbox. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, pretty good. Got to turn the volume down on my tablet. But, yeah, okay. Real quick, Bernie Sanders history. Graduate of Chicago University. Moved to Vermont. Yeah. Right next to New York. Okay. Never held a job. Was on and off welfare until he turned 40 years old and got elected mayor. That started his political career. He's nothing but a grifter. He wants to run for president, but he'd never take the job because then it would put him in the spotlight where he has to actually do something. That's not his grift. His grift's just to get up there and read a script and collect his money. His wife bankrupted the college, and his daughter was under investigation from bilking students out of their student loan money. That's why they got him out of that 2016 election, was with those two little investigations on his wife and stepdaughter. But people don't remember that because they don't broadcast it. Me, I don't forget anything they say. What do you think about that?
You know, I forgot about that. I remember that now that you say it. I've forgotten all about that. That's a good point.
Well, that's how they got Bernie out. They just dangled that little. We got an investigation here in the background we could open up. All these, you're going to see a lot of these people in these corrupt. That's the biggest problem with America is the corruption. It's not the welfare. It's like the first omnibus, Obamacare. They already put the transgender surgery paid for operations for illegals and all the illegal. That's what they already put all that stuff in there. That's why we had to pass it before we read it. And now what Elon Musk and Vivek did was use AI to fast read that and pull up what was going to screw America over. And this is how they've been laundering the money back into their own bank accounts. Because AOC's worth $25 million now. Come on, Anthony. The corruption's got to go. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. If you're corrupt, you need to swing. I'll close with that. God bless America. Merry Christmas. We got the best gift of all. Donald J. Trump. Hooah. God bless you, ABL. Goodbye, America. Love you.
All right, now, thank you for the call. All right, great call as always. Shout out to him and shout out to you guys as well. I appreciate y'all for joining. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff that helped me out tremendously. All right, let's go to 409 on the line. What's speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Colin from League City, Texas. How you doing?
Oh, well, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, brother. Thank you for asking. So my question is, for starters, Congress and the Senate are absolutely out of control. I believe we need term limits. I believe we need single subject bills. And I believe that we need to ban trading of stocks within all elected officials. It's our understanding that those things cannot be done unless Congress essentially votes against their own interest, which I don't see ever happening. I think the system is corrupt beyond repair. My question to you is, do you think there is a way for somebody to argue these points via Supreme Court and have a Supreme Court decide on these particular rulings.
I guess that could happen, but I'm not really sure how it would happen. But it needs to, because they shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be able to be in Congress and basically make laws that benefit you financially. You should make laws benefit the country, not just you. And then the whole thing with insider trading, that has to be discussed because you have intimate knowledge of things coming down the pike. I mean, we saw it with Nancy Pelosi and whatnot. They'll have laws that they pass, and they know all the details in it. They put certain things in there that'll help them with their stock options, and then they trade based on that. That practice should be outlawed. But again, I'm not quite sure how it would be, but it needs to be.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't know what to do at this point, man. I mean, we're voting for presidents, and it's not changing anything because it's an institutional issue. It's not a presidential issue. Essentially, the lawmakers have become the lawbreakers, and if we want to flourish as a country moving forward, this can't be the case. You know, my hope is that, you know, once Kash Patel gets in office, he can maybe convict some of these elected officials of abusing their powers, especially with the stock trading thing, to set a legal precedence so that a case can be argued before the Supreme Court and they can decide on how to rein these guys in moving forward.
Right on.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. You have a good night.
Thanks for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right.
All right, shout out to the caller. But yeah, man, we gotta do something about that. The insider trading is crazy. 758, you're on the line. I'm speaking to.
Hey, what's up, ABL?
Not so much, man. What's going on?
Doing well. Big fan of yours all the way out in the Caribbean. Beautiful island of St. Lucia. You might remember us for in the 100-meter in the recent World Cup. Just want to say this thing with Fani Willis, I'm so happy that that's coming to a close. I think, you know, it's really bad how lawfare is being used in America right now. And if anyone, whether they're on the view or not, think they have any moral high ground in the Democratic Party, they need to go back and think everything over again. And the whole world is watching. And that's just what I want to say. And I think you and the rest of the guys, whether it's on your show or other shows, are doing an amazing job. And you guys need to collaborate a little more so that you can get your voices out there. Thanks, man. Enjoy your day. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for the call, man. Merry Christmas to you. All right, great call. Shout out to my man out there all the way in the Caribbean. Shout out to him. Shout out to you guys watching from wherever you are in the world, whether you're in the best country in the world, the USA, or somewhere else. It's all good. We appreciate everybody that calls in and supports. All right. And if you like what you're hearing so far, you know what to do. Get a video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff to help me out tremendously. All right. Let's go to 310. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Ron from Georgia, ABL. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
Doing okay. Another beautiful week. I tell you, we survived another one. Oh, man. the threat of the shutdown and everything like that, I wasn't scared of no shutdown. Should we save money when they shut it down? Yeah, they can't be spending no more money. You know, besides, they try to hold us under a tyranny like that. Hey, you know, get up there and do the work. They have plenty of time to get that budget out of the way. But like I said, thank God for Vivid, able to read 1,500 pages, something that they don't take the time to do, and saw all the pork that was in there and say, heck no, we don't want to go with this. And got it down to 100-something pages or even less. Come on now, that's where it's supposed to be. Don't need all that pork in there. We can't afford it. They keep spending money like crazy. That's my money. That's our money getting spent like that. And they're not appropriating it correctly. You know, so, man, I tell you, that was a good Christmas present outside of the fact they didn't give Trump what he wanted about the debt ceiling. But we just have to carry on and get past this, you know. But, hey, What we got? 29 more days to go.
That's right.
Man, we just counting down, brother. We counting down, and can't wait for January 20th to come. Praise God. But it's going to be all right. But like I said, brighter days are ahead. They getting a taste of what could be coming forth in regards to Doge and stuff. And so they that's why they're trying to get their money as fast as they can. They're trying to get their money as fast as they can. You know that Joe Biden got $1 billion set aside up from his election campaign that he got stored away, just waiting for him. They can do whatever the heck he wants. So he got $1 billion set away, and you think you're gonna give Kamala $20 million? I don't think so. I don't think so. She got to get her own money. But he's gonna walk out with a bigger grift than anybody could ever imagine. The guy can't speak 2 words clearly, but yet he's a billionaire. Come on now. I tell you, he's a wily guy. He's a wily guy. He's been like that all his life. But you know what? They're going to get what they got coming. If not in this life, in the next. But all of that, all we got to do is just continue to hold on, America. Hold on, America. Like I said, help is coming. And all we got to do is hold on to the faith and keep our minds and our wits about us. Like I said, people are very optimistic. Like I say, this Christmas time, we got a blessed Christmas, and I'm looking forward for a great new year. Man, you have carried us through this year, ABL. We are so grateful for you, brother. And you need to know that you're definitely loved and appreciated. So, until the next time, my brother, you guys just continue to keep God in your heart and keep focused on the greater things in life, your family. So God bless you, brother. You just take care of yourself, okay, and everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. All right, great call. Shout out to the callers tonight. You guys are fantastic. And again, Merry Christmas to you early. All right, we got a few days until Christmas. What are you guys getting? You guys look forward to getting Christmas gifts? At this point, I'm too old to look forward to like specific things. I just kind of, I don't know. The season more than anything else is probably the highlight for me. People, if they're in a good mood and they really enjoy Christmas, being able to say Merry Christmas and having nobody looking at you crazy, that's what I like. Just the Christmas spirit. But getting things and all of that, that kind of left me when I was a young man. All right, let's keep on going here. Let's go to calling online, speaker to 207.
Hello, ABL.
Hello, who was
Serge
speaking
in
to?
Colorado.
All righty.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Not too much, just hanging out.
Right on. Great show as always. So, yeah, man, I was saying in the chat, I had to go through Denver today. Okay. I live outside the metro area. I live like out on the edge of the high plains. And so, well, my wife's family, they're from Denver originally, back in the day. And they always do a Christmas thing. We go to the cemetery to her grandparents' graves, and we put up a Christmas tree, and then we go out and have a few Bloody Marys or whatever and some breakfast. But it was great today. But man, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell all you about driving through that shit. Oh, well, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That place. Sorry about that, ABL. I'm sorry.
I got you.
But no, because it's horrible. Like, I first moved out here. I'm from back east. I'm from Maine. I grew up in the Finger Lakes of New York. And then but anyways, like I first came out here in 2006, and it was a nice city. Like, it was cool, man. Like, anybody who's listening to this right now who knows Denver and is from Colorado knows what it was like before they legalized weed. And the thing is that I smoke. I'm totally open to that. You guys can laugh at me all you want. But the thing is, like, back then, that's not why I was here. I came out here to get sober off of alcohol, but so that was a different time. But I have a fresh image in my head of what it was like here in 2006, you know, and so we ended up moving back to Maine for a few years, and then her mother passed away, and her dad had dementia, so we came back out here and took care of him. And man, I'll tell you, when I came back here, it was I don't know, man. Like, I know I had changed, obviously, you know, I admit that, you know, like a lot of us have. But you know, just to see, oh God, Denver, I tell you, I drove through there today and it was disgusting. People trash, literally. I mean, and I used to walk down Colfax, you know, I've been all over Denver. I swear to goodness, I've been all over that city. I lived in 5 Points when I first lived in Sheridan. If anybody from Denver or Colorado knows what I'm saying, they know I lived up in Sheridan where there was no English. Everything was in Spanish. I was like Crocodile Dundee coming out here, you know. I was like, what the heck, you know, cross the street, push a button. I'm like, what the heck? But anyways, you know, and then from Sheridan, I went to 5 Points, which historically is a black neighborhood in Denver, you know, and I'll tell you, I never had a problem ever back then with anybody. You know, the guys would be doing whatever they're doing with the brown bags on the corner, whatever. Dude, I'd walk home because I always met my wife after she got out of work. She worked for the YMCA. I'm not trying to dox us or whatever, but I'm just telling you the truth. And so I would always meet her when she got out of work, no matter what. And I'd be working. I worked for contractors. I'd be all over Metro Denver, but I'd always meet her. And those guys, I'll tell you what, respect. They would like literally move people out off the side. I don't know why. I never asked for it, you know.
But how was it now? Like how was it changed from then to now? Like what's the major difference?
Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm rattling a little bit. I understand. I know we only got so much time. So yeah, today, man, I'm telling you what, dude. I'm going through town, and I've already seen it. You know, a little bit. I try to stay out of there. I call it town. We really avoid it. My wife works within the metro area. That's all I'm going to say. She's a professional. But we had to go into Denver, and it's trash bags on the side of the road, graffiti everywhere, you know, everything you see and the thing is that blows my mind. This is what, you know, I'm sitting there, man, and I'm just like clenching. But like you watch like these YouTubers that go to China and Russia.
I don't want to, but you got to kind of land your plane a little bit because we got a little bit of time.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, man, it was trash, dude. Okay. And if you watch like I'm not saying like I respect like those countries or whatnot, but I'm saying like it was trashy, and I've seen a lot better in other cultures, and it's disgusting. And Denver is gross. And I drove through there today to go to my wife's family's thing, and it was cool. And I'm sorry I rattled too far. And I'll talk to you soon, guys. And love to everyone, man.
Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, right on, man. Good night.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, so Denver and same as it used to be. You know, we got trash everywhere. Third world countries, you looking like that nowadays in a place like Denver where it shouldn't be like that. And you know, I called it as soon as they legalized weed. I called it because it's not even about weed. It's about the people that are gonna be drawn to a place because they want to use other drugs. Okay, you're sending out kind of a message. We're going to legalize weed. We're going to be a place that's forward thinking when it comes to substances. Okay, cool. Well, I smoke crack. So if you guys are cool with weed, then, you know, it's not that big of a deal if I just come there and smoke crack too. And I called it right when it happened. I knew it was going to happen. I made a video on it, and here it is. Anybody could have seen that coming. That wasn't a sage for calling that out. That was just basic. When you market yourself as a place where drugs are going to be okay, even if it is just weed, you're sending the message, hey, if you like to smoke drugs, if you like to smoke crack, shoot heroin, fentanyl, whatever, come out here. You're going to be good. That was the message. I said it and it happened. And again, people don't like that I say that about weed because people like to smoke weed, and that's fine. I'm not saying that weed is bad. It's not even about that. People missed the point that I made. It's not even about weed. It's about the message you're sending and who you're going to attract, the crowd you attract. That's all that it is. And exactly what I said was going to happen, happened. You're on live speaker to 617.
Hey, ABL, it's Jenna in West Virginia. 2 quick things for you. First, I wanted your take on this one. So all the Democrats being mad at Elon, they seem to be mad at him over the tweets. And to me, it kind of seems like they're just going to continue to latch onto the tweets because it kills them, that they have no control. They can't have, the feds go in and say, you have to block this person or shadow ban this person. Wanted your take on that. And then the second thing was, have you seen the Congresswoman from Connecticut? What's her last name? DeLauro?
I'm not quite sure.
So my sister works for the DOD and she works in finance there. And so she was asking me to watch the vote for her yesterday. And we were dying laughing because I don't understand how people went after John Fetterman for wearing shorts and a hoodie. That man looks like he's in a tuxedo. She looks like Mark Cuban dressed up like Willy Wonka for Halloween.
Oh, yeah, her. Yeah. I have seen her quite a bit. And she always looks like that. She looks a complete crazy mess. It's like, how are you in Congress like this? You're looking like the Magic School Bus lady got on some drugs and has been strung out for 15 years. You're looking like that.
What are we doing? What is Connecticut doing? 30 years they have elected this woman. Does the dress code not apply to her? It's crazy to me. But yeah, I really wanted your opinion on the Twitter thing and if you think that's kind of why they're going at him. But I know you have other calls, so I'll let you get to them. Merry Christmas.
Thank you for the call. Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So as far as Twitter, yeah, they don't like that he's not regulating Twitter the way that it was before. They don't like that he's allowing people to have a voice that they don't like. They would rather him silence voices. They want him to interfere with the freedom of speech rather than allowing it to flourish. I say let everybody have their voice, because if people have good ideas, then the good ideas can be heard. If they have bad ideas, then the bad ideas can be heard. And ultimately, people that don't like those ideas will be able to express themselves. Overall, it works really well, in my humble opinion, just to have all the ideas out there. Let the best idea win. But they don't like that too much, so they don't like Elon as a result. 816, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
You speaking to Kate.
All righty, what's going on?
So I just wanted to say, how everybody's talking about the Orbs and these drones. So back in the 60s, there was a project called Project Woodpecker. I'm being serious. And basically it's a fusion reactor that deals with plasma confinement and magnetic field. And it all stemmed from Operation Woodpecker. That's all I can say. You guys can Google it, look it up. And so that's all I wanted to say. And great job, ABL. I love you. Great show. And have a good night.
Thanks for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Bye.
Hey, I don't doubt her. I think she's saying what she's saying is right on point. So, there's a lot of things happening in this world that we're not really aware of until we see the fruits of it. And sometimes we're still not aware that that's what's causing it. 323, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. How are you? This is Joe from Los Angeles.
All righty. What's going on?
Merry Christmas to everyone who's listening and to you as well. I have a question for you. What's your most important room in your house that you use the most?
The most important room?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe the kitchen.
Okay, most people say the bathroom, but this is where I'm going with this. Okay, because you were talking earlier about the homeless people in Los Angeles and these grifters. I think the problem with Los Angeles homeless population is they want to be outside because, like you say, there's nice weather here. But the issue is the bathroom. They have nowhere to go. And I snap pictures all day long, but I be seeing people peeing on buildings and, and doing their business on these public streets. And I'm like, I snapped the picture because I can't believe it. But the thing is with the homeless population, they need to invest in like porta potties or some type of like rest areas for these people. I think that will at least clean up the city and the stench that's going on and the trash, and also the unsightliness of seeing someone peeing and pooping in public. This is a daily occurrence in Los Angeles that I see. So they don't want these homes because, first of all, those so-called homeless hotels or apartments are not really given out to the homeless people. They're probably low income or maybe Social Security type people, but homeless people do not get these type of buildings that are being put up that's allegedly for the homeless people. That's just not happening here. So, and like I said, by the way, most of them want to be on the streets. I mean, it is what it is. So I would just say, I'm just making a long story short, they need to invest in the business of putting out porta potties or, rest areas for these people to go and do their business. And I think that will clean up the city and probably stop a lot of diseases from spreading around here. I don't know what's going on with the diseases or whatever, but yeah, I mean, that's what the money should be. That's what I'm trying to say, because they're not doing anything with the homeless population because they're everywhere. They're everywhere. I mean, I can walk out my door right now and walk down the street and probably see about 2 homeless people before I get to the end of the block. And I live in a fairly nice neighborhood. So yeah, it's not going to go away. They just need to invest in the hygiene and the human health services part of the issue more than these apartment buildings, because they're putting their friends in there or their colleagues, or it's already, the place is already given out before they got even built up or open. They already know who's going to be in what apartment. And, it's just a sham. And but they're not looking at that. They're just looking at, like you say, they're throwing money away on these investors or whoever they are, or SARS or whatever they are. And it's just not working out. So my thing is go bathrooms, go, and we're good. And then I ain't got to see this, and we don't have all these smells around, and et cetera. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And yeah, because I just saw it yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sick of seeing this. These are men too, by the way, not females. But I'm just so sick of seeing it, and I'm like, this has got to stop. And there's what are we going to do about this? And yeah, so I have receipts, by the way, in my phone, pictures. So yeah, so that's it. And have a Merry Christmas, everyone, again, and a Happy New Year. And God bless everyone. And Trump 2024, let's see what's going to happen. And hopefully, oh, by the way, one more thing. I don't know about everybody else in the country, but our eggs in Los Angeles are like almost $8 a carton right now. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's another problem here. We can't buy eggs, so let alone toilet paper. So it's bad. It's really bad here. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Yeah, that's a really good point about the bathroom. I didn't think about that being the most important room in the house. I mean, it's, I guess, really, that's the thing with the bathrooms. You try to put porta potties out there. Look, them porta potties are going to look worse than the streets. And you're going to have all kinds of stuff in the porta potties. People going to be dead in the porta potties. All they're going to do in the porta potty, that's going to be a mobile heroin injection site. Well, excuse me. It won't be a mobile heroin injection site. It's going to be a mobile fentanyl injection site, a mobile meth smoking site, a mobile crack smoking site. Really, they're going to be doing fentanyl in there in them porta potties. You go open the porta potty, it's going to smell real bad. Oh boy, it's going to be a mess. Where you going to put the porta potty at? If you put a porta potty right next to the buildings with people in it that go to work, where they normally would just do on the side, the porta potty is going to be even worse. In my opinion, it's the people themselves. And really, it can all kind of go back to the drug problem being the epicenter of all the issues, in my humble opinion. As long as that's going on, it don't really matter what you do. 504, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's going on?
All right, ABL. Shout out to you in chat. And I've been appreciating the calls in the show. And also, we're talking about Christmas also. So basically, I was watching the Scrooge movie from '84. There's many versions of the movie. And he reminds me of a lot of the modern day elitist Democrats, and how basically he was saying how the government will pay for all the people's the poor people's problems, and it won't be him directly doing it. He just does it through his taxes. And it's very similar to how the elitist Democrats think these days, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And no question.
Yeah, and they just care about enriching themselves and not really helping other people. And you all know about the story, how it goes. And there was no violence with the spirits. They didn't go and delete him like they did with what Luigi did. It was a non-violent way of dealing with problems. And also, I think with the other matters, with Mark Hamilton, I think his name, the Luke Skywalker from Star Wars. Yeah, basically, I think that he's misinformed about a lot of the politics stuff, and I don't think that he did extensive research and stuff on it like we did.
Right, of course.
Yeah, and I definitely think that people these days need to understand that the media is full of brainwashing nonsense, and seeing Uygur talk with the right about mutual things that they both agree on, I think it's good to see that, because both sides can see things they can agree on and come to a common ground.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. It shouldn't just be so much back and forth fighting. Find something you can agree on and work with that, even if you can't agree on everything.
Yeah, because the people had enough of the nonsense that's going on, and that on both sides, they're both seeing the elites. And I do agree with him that with Trump, he was not part of the establishment. He wasn't part of the elite. So then it was him that was the one that won, because the other people were part of the elite.
Right. And, the people could see that. We saw that he wasn't part of that team, and that's what really set him apart. It was that he was, although a billionaire, he's like one of us because he's not one of them.
Exactly. And I like how the effects of his presidency are being felt. And of course, they're going to attack Elon because he's essential to his entire presidency, but he's not like doing any kind of coup or anything. They're just doing that to stir up their audience.
Right, of course.
Making people that don't have a voice be heard. And about the orbs and stuff, especially with the situation with the drones, there's going to be a mass skepticism about the aliens, which is understandable. And what we're seeing these days, the drones, from the research I've done, in my opinion, it has to do with some radioactive thing that got missing and it was put on a truck. And the radioactive sensing drones from our government are trying to locate it.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And the thing is, it's like the secrecy and all that kind of stuff behind it makes us be skeptical about anything they tell us. It's like, okay, you're not going to tell us what it is in the sky. Like, you don't know what's going on. Clearly, you do know what's going on. So that just aids in distrust of the government.
Exactly. Just like with the Planet 10 I've talked about, and with the aliens in general, they always hid things and try to cover stuff up. But eventually the truth comes out because they're like, it's not a threat, but they don't know what it is.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, because some things could be fake. Some things could be sort of government type of craft. But I do believe there are UFOs that exist. It would be nice one day for them to come down and see and talk to us. Because one time there is these people that are saying the aliens are going to come and invade. And I'm just like, well, they're just stuck in traffic right now. Yeah. All right. And also, I have recovered from my injury.
Hey, it's good to go, man. Sounds good. You back at it.
Yeah. Okay, ABL, Merry Christmas to you in chat. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call, man. Merry Christmas.
Okay, bye.
All right, shout out to my man for the call. Alien Spaceship. Good call as always. Let's go to 203 in the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, my brother from another mother. How are you, man?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Love it, man. I enjoyed the calls, man. Figure I'd give a call. I wanted to share a quick story with you about the Orbs. So check this out. A couple of years back, and I kid you not, I was having a conversation with an ex-girlfriend, and I was telling her that, do you know that the majority of the technology that we see, that's just for the masses, that the government, you know, they have technology that is so beyond that. And I kid you not, my man, as soon as I said that, there was this flash, and I looked up and I was like, what the heck is that? And all of a sudden, in the middle between the building we were in and the other one, which is roughly about 20 yards, this blue orb appeared. And this thing was whack, man. It was bright. I thought somebody was playing a game, but it was moving like real slow, almost like a fish, but it was churning inside. And she got freaked out and ran inside it. I'm like, what the heck? And within about maybe 3-4 seconds, it moved about maybe 10 yards. So I went inside, and when I went to look for it, I kid you not, this thing was about maybe a mile away. So I told my folks about it, and they said, yeah, a bunch of people have been saying that. This was like 2017, 2016. And so, yeah, man, I was like, whoa, man, that's some trippy stuff. But, you know, who knows? I personally think it could be, you know, some military government stuff going on. But there's another aspect that makes me wonder. Do you think it could be some spiritual stuff?
I don't think so. So
no extra, like, terrestrial stuff or anything like that?
I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so.
Because I always think, like, you know, like Nikola Tesla always used to be like talking about the ether, right? And how that you know, we vibrate, you know, and there are frequencies in electromagnetic waves and stuff like that. And it makes me wonder sometimes, maybe, you know, the technology and stuff that they have, like the CERN, Large Hadron Collider, the HARP and all that, messing with the atmosphere, you know, it could create anomalies through weather or you know.
That's definitely possible.
Well, man. Well, anyways, listen, man, I appreciate everything you do, man. I love your show, man. I'm always grateful to hear your opinions, man, and just listening to the chats and stuff. I miss Ivan and hey, that lady. She always makes me crack up, bro. But yeah, man, just want to say thanks again, man, and remember the season. The reason for the season is our Lord Jesus Christ, bro. And God bless everyone. And I hope that you have a great Christmas, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, ABL. Good night.
All right, man. Shout out to the caller. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I'll go ahead and wrap it on up, put the bull on top right there. Shout out to you guys. And this, I feel like I just sat down. I feel like I just sat down. It's already 11 o'clock. It's past 11 o'clock. That's crazy. I ain't even really realize it. But shout out to you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all. I may be back on Christmas Day, maybe not. We'll see. We shall see. I might have a stream with my friend Megan. Megan, she does a Petty Tuesdays. I may do that on this Tuesday. We'll see. But if I do anything, I'll let you guys know. Y'all know how I do. I'll probably put it in the community section or something like that to let you guys know, give you guys a little heads up before I do it. Alrighty. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Uncle ABL coming back. Listen, Uncle ABL coming back 2025, January 1st. I got to come back. It's so much nonsense out there. And I've officially become I say I've become the uncle because I got the gray beard and I'm 40 now or whatever. But really, I have been the uncle pretty much my whole life. I've been like preaching at my little cousins, telling them the right thing to do. I remember telling my little cousin when he was like 12 years old, like, hey, man, you better find something that you enjoy doing because what are you going to do in the future? You don't want to be no bum 20 years old, not knowing what's going on. I'm not saying you're a bum at 20 years old if you broke. I'm saying if you don't know what you want to do when you're 18, 19, 20, and you just kind of out here floundering, you better kind of have it figured out. So I was already given uncle knowledge when I was like in my 20s. I've been an uncle for pretty much my whole life. I've been an unk forever, but now I look like the unk. I'm getting called unk by the young guys in Food Line and whatnot. Hey, unk. Excuse me, unk. Sorry, unk. So I might as well just embrace it. I got to come back to that channel and really give some knowledge to the young people and everybody else in this world, because people need it. That common sense ain't common no more, and I got it. So I'm going to get it to you on the Uncle ABL channel. But I'm also got the regular channel here, of course, and I'm on Rumble. If you guys don't know, shout out to Rumble. I am over there. We have the regular YouTube content on Rumble. So if you enjoy Rumble rather than YouTube, that's your place you want to be. You can find me over there on the Rumbles. Now, let me see if I can just pull it up for you guys right quick. Here we go. Let's go to the channels, and there we go. We got 702 followers. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. See if we can go ahead and crack that open. Okay. And by the way, this Brian Stelter thumbnail of him crying, that's AI. That's Grok on Twitter. Again, Grok, Grok, the little AI tool they got on X, formerly Twitter, is great. That right there is an AI picture of Brian Stelter crying. I thought it made sense for the video. CNN, Brian Stelter sat over alternative media. I thought it made sense. So, yeah, shout out to Twitter. Shout out to, unfortunately, that is not AI with the fat positive bodies are. But I'm on Rumble. You guys follow me. You can see my name, Anthony Brian Logan. Easy. I'm verified. Easy. So if you got any fake accounts or whatnot, don't even worry about it. Look for the verification symbol all the time wherever I am. I'm verified all over. I'm verified on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not verified on TikTok, I don't think, but that's my only place I got to get verified. Everywhere else, you can see the verification. You can go to the website. You can follow the link straight from my website so you know exactly where you are. But yeah, follow me on Rumble. Follow me everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Never going to call it X, TikTok. Follow me all on those places. And I got more short form content coming. Shout out to the editor. Shout out to Monique if you're watching. Thank you. You did some great work. I look forward to continue to do more work with you. We got some short videos out, and you guys are enjoying the short content. So I got short content on YouTube, short content on Instagram, Facebook, etc. And Uncle ABL is coming back for the 2025. But the short content is already up and cracking already. So I think I got some super chats maybe. No, I got everybody. Thank you guys for super chatting. Thank you guys for watching all the content. And I may be here on Christmas Day. I will let you guys know ASAP. If I'm here, I probably will be here for you guys. All right. No Diddy. That's a great name and profile picture. No Diddy says, hey, ABL, I don't know if you watch college football, but Tennessee's getting spanked right now. Who are they playing? Who's Tennessee playing? I saw some of the people posting about it. They're playing Ohio State. Okay. Yeah. Ohio State stomping them in the wine. But I mean, Ohio State is ranked number 6 and Tennessee number 7, so it's a pretty even match. The thing about football out here, you know, I live in Tennessee, of course, but I live close to Alabama and Georgia. Literally, Alabama is like 30 minutes away, Georgia is 2 minutes away, and I'm in Tennessee. So here you're going to see Bama, Georgia, and Tennessee fans all in one place. You're going to see competing neighbors. One neighbor got Tennessee everywhere. One neighbor got Bama. One got Georgia Bulldogs. You get all of that everywhere. And I know, guys, shout out to Dynast, a.k.a. I ain't going to say his birth name, but he used to play for Georgia. He was on the football team. A lot of guys. Yeah, so shout out to all the football fans, all the college football fans. Hopefully your team does well, and they're not getting stomped out the way Tennessee is right now, unfortunately. But I think that'll be pretty much it for me. Shout out to you guys who are watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I could not do the show without you. Thank you to the mods keeping the trolls in check. I couldn't do the show without you as well. Thank you to Sheree. Thank you for constantly being here, posting the links, and just being a good help to all of us, being a treasure to all of us. I thank you guys, and I thank you, Sheree. Thank you to everybody that is helping with the show. But that will be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.